ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Cosmos. Please, come on in. Take your shoes off, rest your feet by the fire. Don't forget to hang up your coat, and settle down for another story. Speaking of which, what happened last week? Do I have any volunteers, or are we rolling dice?
I like rolling the dice.
You know we're not
Okay,
going to behave.
true. Who did it last year?
Last year, I
Last
think
year.
a lot of us
Last
did.
last week. Fagar is already calling four, so who yeah, but
I think it
uh
was Scott because he mentioned how everyone was really impressed with Anduin's skills
oh,
this episode before last,
gotcha. He's immune.
which means 4 is free again.
Yes. So let's start with let's start in the middle. Computer. Pick a number.
3.
Okay? Justa?
Uh, 1?
Okay. James.
I'll go with 4.
That leaves you with two, Daniel.
I suppose.
Alrighty.
Wow.
What happened
really?
last week, Justa?
So, last week, there's a lot of meetings. There's a lot of talking about the relationships between various characters and the NPCs around them. Something to do with relationship issues between somebody who I guess maybe possessed the body of somebody's sister or brother and them. There was a great deal of talk about like needing to go into somebody's memories for some reason. We were going into whose memories were we going into, or was everybody else? Because Squin was like, "Oh, magic stuff. I'm sword stuff." We were trying to figure out like who was going back in that, and kind of trying to figure out who the patrols were going to be, who was going to be working with who. God, what am I missing? It's been a long week. I'm missing a lot, obviously, because I can't remember a lot of the names. Fugara was apparently forgiven for whatever misstep they made before because they did a really good job of cleaning up the armory and getting everything back in order and service. We did kind of like talk a bit about like things we were going to put in the castle. I think we decided we were going to put a brewery, but we were also putting a couple of other things that were much more important in.
For reference, we have it's a in progress, a brewery, and then an infirmary, a forge,
Armory. Yeah.
and then in the brewery was also going to be, I think it was an alchemy station.
Yeah.
No, that was going to be in the infirmary.
Oh, okay. The brewery's going to have something else in there. I remember that much.
Because
Well, I knew
Raul
they
is
were
like our
talking
chief
about-
alchemist, and he's a chirurgeon.
Yeah, I remember somebody was talking about like they could run the brewery because they had ranks in alchemy. It's just something like, oh, you're in charge of the brewery. I'm like, yeah, Squin doesn't know how to brew any kind of beers or anything. He just wants to have
Guys.
something to drink.
We're letting our booze be brewed by a rat.
Well, I mean, for
If a
want
rat
of a
could
better
cook dinner.
option.
A rat? The health inspector's gonna kill us.
I mean, they pulled it off in Ratatouille, so you know what?
Well,
Right.
we're not Pixar and or Disney, so
Gusteau says anyone can cook.
the yeah, I knew we'd put a bunch of, talking about putting a bunch of stuff in because that was a long discussion about who is going to be in charge and what. Let's see. Cow. I know I'm missing quite a bit. But that's about all I
Well-
can remember off the top of my head right at the moment.
Let's phone a friend. Anyone
Let's
want to
do
fill in
that.
anything?
Face Enlay has a flying magic corgi.
I mean, yes.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that now because there was a discussion about that.
No offense, but anything relevant?
Hey, I wasn't gonna say that.
Hey,
I love you, James.
flying magic corgi is always relevant. Stranger was looking at the portals and trying to figure out how they work.
Mm. And he used plot dump the mechanic.
I roll 5 dice. DM, tell me the plot.
Pretty much.
Imagine if we had a whole party of investigators.
No.
I'm beginning, I'm
DM,
beginning,
tell us the plot.
No.
I'm beginning to think Pathfinder was written by like gamers who were like, dude, we need to put mechanics in that allow the new players to give new characters all the information without spending hours at the time table discussing shit. Well, let's put in mechanics for plot dumps. Here's a spell for plot dump.
Like that stuff.
Like, I don't know if that was their intention, but yeah, it's literally share pass. Why not make it a plot dump? Like, it's perfect. And then we can explain it without having to, like, have a lot of confusion or working around stuff. We can just explain it to the player and voila, plot dump.
Well,
Yep.
theoretically without confusion, because I'm still confused, but
Yeah,
you know.
of course.
part of that is Sunday mornings are like right off the heels of the weekend's bullshit at work. So let's see. Yeah, that's all I can remember off the top of my head.
Not a problem. Anybody else have anything to add?
The episode
Anybody
that Val
else?
walked out.
Yeah, there was that at the end. Minor
Yeah.
detail.
Also, Alma has gone Luke Skywalker on us and lost a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because she tried to catch Val. But it'll get better. It'll get better.
I'm glad you think that.
It'll
You
get better.
hope.
So, we're going to start off this episode with a scream. As, everyone not currently in the middle of a ritual hears this, piercing shriek, of pain that someone has just lost a limb, it almost sounds like.
Man,
Where's it coming from?
It's coming from the atrium.
it's coming from the other side of the phone.
Well,
Wow, we have a lot of people here that aren't here. Go ahead.
Squin's like, well, Squin would probably be like, sounds like someone is in trouble, and head in that direction. Like, he's...
All this stuff.
Yep.
I was gonna just drag the characters that would be
Sorry.
there now.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can just do that from the thing.
Yes, you can.
Nah, I have to figure out who's my character.
Everyone in home base is free to come. Who does anybody show up?
That's what I'm trying to
Probably
remember.
comes running out of the library.
God, stop. Yep.
And
Yeah.
the fun thing about Monks is he's got like 45-foot movement speed, so when I say that he's booking it, he's booking it. Which is also a joke, because he likes books.
Samir and Aki are back at the temples, aren't they? Or-
Yes, they are.
Not yet. Okay, so it'd just be Lena and Sylph.
Yeah, and I think we'd agreed that Vali was just going to go camp out in the Sahara.
Hmm? The Saraha.
Yeah, the Saraha, the very distinctly named desert.
Let's see. I imagine. Yeah. These are the important people that show up. Nivane is there too. Yeah. You see. Alma clutching the silvered stump of her right hand. as it's trickling silver, I don't know, blood, ichor, down onto the wet stones beneath her at the front. She's staring at this, and she's not screaming anymore, but it looks like she's in shock.
Squin is going to probably look around and be like, what knave has done this? And look around for any, obvious, never-do-wells.
Oh, my poor dear, are you okay?
Val, I tried to grab, but I admit, it,
Hold
is
on.
this
What?
pain? Well, I was gonna say, if you're gonna try and calm her down, I'm gonna need a, there's no diplomacy in this game, is there? Or,
Yeah, there is.
what would be most appropriate to calm down a freaking out person?
I think they usually do. Is it diplomacy? Because
That's kind of where I default to.
There is an action specifically for trying to calm somebody down.
Gotcha.
And I'm like 99% sure it's
Yeah,
diplomacy.
diplomacy.
Go right ahead. Make it.
Yeah, we'll say like Will is going to approach and try and calm her down.
Yeah, she's sunk low into the basin at this point.
We're not keeping that.
James, your first roll of every game you're in is a 1.
James, you need to be playing a Warlanisi.
Thank God for these rerolls. Because look at that. Quantumly random my ass.
Right. So
Hey, usually you get one higher than your original roll. You know
yeah,
that,
that's
right?
true. Holy shit. This game hates me. Anyway, yeah, he's probably like approaching with his hands out, and he's like, Alma, please, you have to calm down and tell us what happened. We can't understand you.
yeah, she's sunk low into the basin. She's about face level for you right now. Yeah, it is still bleeding, by the way.
I don't want to fix that.
I mean, how do you? But she's, quickly thinking and puts the stump of her right arm back in the basin, and it seems to be helping a little bit, but she's still, face clouded with pain. Val said she was trying to go. She ran into the, pointing towards the bastion gate. I tried to stop her, and I missed.
It was Bastion? I thought it was Burton.
No, it was Bastion.
Oh. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna go play in the fire.
With all the bobs.
So, we haven't been entirely honest with you.
We haven't been entirely honest. Just all the Bobs start saying so. Just overlapping each other.
At this, she pulls her hand out of the basin. It stopped the bleeding mostly, but it's still just a stump. Is this pain?
I would assume that looks like it would hurt. He says, like, flexing his own hand in sympathy.
She said she was going to get something for Wall, but it's dangerous in that gate, isn't it?
Very.
And she cut your hands off?
It seems a very...
No, it seems I can't reach through the gate.
Ah, so it was an OSHA violation.
An OSHA violation.
What is this OSHA you speak of?
We don't like OSHA here.
A cursed thing ruled by dark magic.
Is it edible?
Man, I am not a fan of this. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. The drink for today is Guinness Nitro Cold Brew Coffee. It's not very good. I'm just not a fan of Guinness. Anyways.
Oh, I thought you were saying that about the is it edible? I'm not a fan of this.
No. But yeah, you can actually even from here you see there seems to be a large pool of quicksilver just on the bastion side of the gate.
Could we just bring that back and put it in your pool?
I don't know, she says, still staring at this stump. I'm trying to move. It's not... I can still feel them. She reaches down and tries to touch the floor and thumps the stump into the ground. Ow!
It doesn't hurt to try now, does it?
So it's just a pool of silvery liquid on the other side of the gate?
Yes, there is.
Lena's gonna walk that way with a cup.
The smallest one's name is Chip.
Oh God.
But
yeah, bastions.
So she's gonna look. Finally, for the moment, puts the stump, resting it on the edge of the basin. Someone needs to go after her, don't they? It's dangerous.
Yeah, Will probably looks over at Eliadris and is like, if I'm not mistaken, we are both students of the temples in some way. Perhaps we would be the best to go searching for her. We are the quickest.
At this point,
Yes,
other
definitely.
people have gathered round and have been listening to the conversation. Go ahead, Squin.
Yeah, I think Squin probably would be like, so if what we're saying is that this person needs to be rescued from the other side.
Assuming you could keep up with 2 monks.
Oh, that's adorable. Silverin's like, assuming you can keep up with me. And he too will head towards the gate.
Where is my speed at?
Hey, there's Sarsa.
Yeah, that's what I'm enjoying.
Yours.
Left side of the
Oh, there it is.
screen.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to keep up with you for sheer speed, 30, but that doesn't mean Squin's not gonna probably go. He's just gonna be way the fuck behind if you guys are choosing to move at your full movement.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not sure if Eliadris also has the fleet feet, but at this level, Will can move 45 feet, and he's not even at his full power.
Silverin can move 55.
60 feet. 60 feet.
Wait a minute, what is this?
Will's like, if you guys can keep up, and just both the monk and the ranger just past him
How's Eliadris so fast?
So hold on, I need to double check something here because I have.
He's also got nimble elf.
Oh.
Now,
I'm gonna check something in my feats and my race.
Yeah.
Because I have a feat that says vivacious speed, but I need to know what my base speed was to begin with to make sure, because I don't know if I changed it on my overall speed or not.
so I will say, Lena, you take those. Yeah, you take the silver from the other side. It is, just lots of liquid.
Yep.
And
you touch
putting it as much as you can. You take it and there's a large amount. You're able to get as much of it as you can into this container.
Right.
It's still, flecked with a little bit of dirt and whatnot. But you take it back, you put it in the basin. And Well, her hand doesn't grow back.
A
But
foot grows where her hand was.
No. She pauses for a moment. Goes, wait.
Well, before putting it in, I'd probably actually ask her if she can use it from there. I wouldn't just
She's
dump it
not
in.
able to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lena's not just gonna dump it back in. Like, here you go.
It's like, here, can you pick up your hand and put it back on?
Yeah, exactly. Like, here, see if you can reach in and grab your hand.
Yeah, no, yeah, she, actually, that works too. Because she dips the stump in, and she pulls it out, nothing happens there. But she goes, wait a minute. Dips the... Hold on. You see, in this small bowl, I'm assuming, Lena, the quicksilver starts to coalesce and draw itself together and shrink until you find yourself staring at, well, for this one, two bright, almost, have you ever seen white gold? It's a mix of gold and silver. It looks a lot like silver.
Yeah,
it's
I was
just,
gonna say.
it's a different sheen, but
Yeah.
But it coalesces and hardens into two, whitish silver discs. And it didn't put back on her stump, but she reaches in with her left hand, kind of scoops them up and looks at them and goes, how did we... Hold on. She's looking at them, flips them over. Something you noticed, Lena. There are engravings etched into these discs. They look like coins. I mean, if coins were the size of, not a hula hoop, a dinner plate.
Okay.
And these engravings match the engravings on the floor here. I think I know what these are.
I know what
And
that is.
she, puts one. This is important. Kind of looking up. You can use this to... Look, you put it on the ground anywhere outside of here, and it acts as a ring of teleportation. It just comes right back here.
So what you're saying is if we cut her up into little pieces, we can get magic items.
I didn't say that.
Just kidding. So your hand has turned into rings of teleportation.
Not that my hand has. It's just something about that gate. It triggered a memory. Looking at her stump still. If it helps, I guess take them. I don't know how often they can be used, but I imagine every small help in a place as dangerous as Bastion is going to be useful.
That is correct, yes.
Kind of looking at this group that's already going.
Silverin didn't actually run there yet.
Okay.
So I guess he'll grab him.
Well, she was going to say, should someone get one of those to the group in deep blue? There are two of them, after all. You're only going to need
I thought
one.
they connected to each other. Okay.
No, they connect back here.
They are a scroll of town portal, but a ring, so we get to use it a lot.
What is nobody has explained what the deep blue is. Is that what is...
It's another place.
Right. I get that, but like, what
kind of place?
Know about it is that like, because it makes me feel like it's like, oh, is that underwater?
Kind of.
Kinda?
It's
under
under
a.
ice.
It is under a large ice sheet in the north, hidden below. It is a city
Okay.
where strange, pale, tall humans that look oddly like a king with white hair have lived for thousands of years and performed experiments and such.
No, not going back.
Hmm. So someone's got to take those there. Take one of
Potentially.
those there.
If possible, yes.
Yeah. Waiting for but she looks. Otherwise, we can just wait until they come back and give it to them. Suppose that works too.
Well, out of character, who wants to go to Deep Blue?
I'm I'm just trying to think whether it would make sense or not to be like, oh, this is. I don't know. Because Squin
What were
would
you
want to
saying
be
earlier,
really
Brian?
specific.
What was that?
What were you saying earlier, or having Sarsa say?
No. Don't want to go back.
Yeah, I figured as much. By the way, I'm going to be sending you a message. Anyways, so yeah, she can always hold on to one here, or or we can send a runner. It is entirely up to you guys. Could send Vroklana.
She might try to eat it first.
Yeah, probably. How did you get How did you get mercury poisoning again, Vroklana?
Tastes like chicken.
Mad as a hatter, I tell you.
Yeah, she is.
It's kind of funny.
Atrium. Well, I guess it's not edible.
I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny, like for minutes, like just seconds after, everybody's like, "I'm fast. I'm really, really fast. Hey, we need a runner."
Yeah, no one told them to stop. All the runners are gone.
Like
Silver's still there. He can go.
everybody-
I was just
yeah.
leaving it open if like someone wanted to take a character to Deep Blue, but Silverin can technically fly, so he could just fly over the walls and search for the party. But he doesn't know what he's.
Shot down.
Yeah,
Who is he looking for? Does he know anyone in that party?
No, I don't think so.
Squin wouldn't know anybody in that party either, and like
Who was with Bob? Like who was with us when we were in the gardens?
Was
Bob's
it Silverin?
gardens. Silverin was there. Yeah, he was the one carrying Val around, flying in circles.
Okay, you wouldn't know Agatha. By the way, I fixed Celadol's character sheet. There's only one Celadol now.
The one true king.
Igor, Pulvari, Fagara, Korin, and Rani.
No, Ronnie wasn't there. Kirik was
But I'm
there.
saying those are the people currently in Deep Blue.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Yeah.
you would know. I was like, no, I wouldn't know them. Right, there's a list. I should probably just look at that, huh?
That's why I'm saying.
That's what I couldn't remember who all was there originally. I don't think any of these people was Celadol in the gardens.
No, but I think he would know Korin, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, Korin did switch out. That's right. Yeah, Korin was there because he was swinging at the things with his sword and arcing electricity. So yeah, he would know Korin's there. So Soren could take it to Deep Blue. I was just leaving open if someone else wanted to bring a character to Deep Blue or whatever.
I don't think any might. The only character who would know anyone at Deep Blue is Havali, and he's busy out in the Sahara.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have heard the scream. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you good. I was just like that. Soren will go ahead and offer to take it over to Deep Blue.
Alrighty, in that case, Silverin, you'll be taking that to Deep Blue. Who is volunteering to go to the Bastion? We have
The 2 monks.
the 2
Eladris.
monks.
Gwen will
Swin, are
go.
you volunteering?
Yeah, Gwen will go. I mean, because
Well,
it seems like the most direct thing. Like, this was the initial thing that brought him here, was this situation. So,
If Squin is going, yeah, Lena could go too. Because Lena has a way for us to travel faster because we're small.
Small,
Do you
teeny
also
weeny.
have a magic corgi?
No, I have a large wolf. And we're
That's
2
not
small
as cool
creatures.
as a flying magic corgi.
He turns into a puppy. And he's a puppy right now. Yeah,
Oh,
so
like
Lena,
you two little puppies. Ow!
Lena will walk up beside Gwyn. Yeah, and be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're just a brave little friend, aren't you? I have a way we might be able to keep somewhat up with them." Looking to the 2 monks that are just ready to go. Jesus.
Dude, there's 3 monks here.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
you
gonna
go.
say.
is also
Oh
going.
God.
And at this point,
wow. If you
gonna
think
say.
about, I just want to take a minute. We get into combat. Everybody should just take the most absolute fucking detail into creating like what the fighting style looks like. Because I'm trying to imagine 3 monks and a swashbuckler in
You
a
remember
fight.
when?
This is gonna
I'm
be
trying
fucking
my
gotta
level
brilliant.
best not to think about what combat's going to look like at
You
the
remember
moment.
when the Flash was fighting Lex Luthor after he beat down Superman, and Flash like ran around the planet and punched his armor off? That's pretty much what we're gonna be looking at with the monks.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking like 3 martial artists and a fucking swashbuckler. That's got to be some epically cinematic fight scenes right there.
And then
There's
just
a
Yeah.
bad bar joke.
3 monks and a swashbuckler walk into a bar.
Walk into a bar.
They walk out the other side on the same turn.
God. And at this, someone would actually, Twinkletoes would probably speak up and go, "If you guys are headed there, you're gonna want somebody who knows what's going on, right?"
That would be
Well,
lovely, dear.
a little knowledge never hurt anyone.
But a lot of knowledge has really hurt a lot of people, says Slink, standing next to him. Either of us could go. He's kind of looking at Twinkletoes. 1, 2, 3, nose goes. Twinkletoes just kind of looks at him.
I love it.
Really? Really? We're gonna play that game? Slink nods. Alright, fine. Alright, now we've got another patrol out there.
I also just realized this could go very bad for Will. I know he's not like a typical tiefling, but there's always that joke about don't send the tiefling anywhere where there's recently been a fire because people will see the demon monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If there's anybody left.
Right, I was like, you're worried about who now?
Let's see here. Squin.
Oh, there's probably going to be like bandits there to sift through the rubble and steal things from corpses.
Oh, sure. But there's also other things as well.
And still little girls.
What'd you say?
And steal little girls.
Fair.
And get disintegrated, you mean?
Let's see. Think I've got everybody's characters in the spots. Yes? There are 5, 6 of you going? Perfect. Alright. You guys are patrol 1. So. Alright. With that, we are going to transmission into Oh, I don't actually have a picture for this. That's fine. Let's just move ourselves. Yeah, this is fine.
Is this the library in the Silver Palace?
Yes.
The Silver Spire?
Yes.
Aw, Will's having a fucking time of his life getting that into shape.
And some work has been done in here. Kirik, this was the safest, like, quietest, most out of the way place you could find. Just because the library is already together, and you didn't have to worry about putting like something together in a room where someone could come by and like, hey, we're actually building the brewery here, so if you could just shove off, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Nevada wouldn't tell you to shove off, but then again, she might. So. So, yeah. You've set things up in a nice little seance circle. You had everybody, everybody hold hands.
Oh.
Everybody step into the bloody pentagram.
Don't worry, it's rat
What did
blood.
you? I was gonna say what did you use to draw the? It's not a pentagram though.
No, I just like the idea that he's like, "Oh, trust me, this is safe. Nothing bad will happen. Now step into the bloody pentagram with the goat's head on it."
No, it'd just be probably special chalk, I would assume.
Well, it's a kind of chalk. You have Urves sitting in the center. You've got the book open in front of both of you. And around.
Point me where to stand, and I'll stand there.
Yeah, there's probably like lines leading out from Urives to outer edges of the circle, where there's special designs, and I'd probably have each of you stand on those designs at the end of each line.
Gotcha.
Just enough for everyone going in.
That's a cool design. I'm picking that one. He stands on it. Anduin stands on that one. It's like, I like the way that one's squiggly.
Only if you want to end up like him, pointing at the brain dead guy standing in the corner. They're specially designed for each of you. Stand here, pointing at another one.
Okay. He steps over to that one.
Can we just talk about the fact that Carrick's got a fucking slave?
As much as it's just like having a
more
plant
like a
at this
plant.
point. Yeah, no, not even
That's
a pet.
even
It's a plant.
worse.
It's just a plant because there's not even like a mind anymore. It's just it's functional enough that it can eat when it there's food put into its mouth and water, and that's about it.
Oh my god, you made a flesh golem.
Yeah,
Much
I have
like-
a flesh golem.
Much like a plant, it is a vegetable.
Yes. I'm glad someone caught on to that. I was trying to call him a vegetable without calling him a vegetable.
Alright, well, I just find Mr. Cauliflower a little weird.
That's
You and me both, bud.
But very Carrick.
But very Carrick, yeah. What did you guys do with the blind guy?
We sent him on his way, didn't we?
Didn't he get treatment? Or is he still blind?
He was permanently blind last I checked.
Yeah, he was permanently blind by magic.
Uh-huh.
We,
You guys
I
were
think
going
we
to interrogate
interrogated
him because you never did figure out, who sent them.
Oh.
I
He's
just
probably
don't remember if you
tied
guys
up
ever
in the
did
basement somewhere.
that. Jesus.
Oh no! Last place we left him was Wings and Things.
Oops.
He did.
He's dead.
Dead.
No, Nevena had you take the two of them because she's like, I'm not dealing with these two anymore. This one creeps me the hell out.
Well, then, yeah, he's alive. He's just in the basement.
God, now you're making me think it's like arsenic and old lace. God.
Well, depending on his will, he's either
Funny story.
learning how to function.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Go ahead.
We had a justice
Funny
story
story.
coming.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at something else. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh. I was to say, depending on his will, he's either learning how to live with being blind, or he's just being taken care of in the hospital and getting fed, clothed,
Probably the
bathed.
first one, considering he tried to kill us.
Yeah, it's probably there's people here that will take care of him and help him get better as best as you can.
No. You know who the interrogator has to be to send after him? Faye.
Who? Oh God.
He'll talk, or he'll play, and you guys will just walk into the room you left him in. There'll just be a bush. It got boring.
God. All right. So, moving on. You speak the incantation, Kirik, and the circle begins to glow. Everyone's standing in their designated spots, 6 feet apart because they're social distancing.
Because they're not gay.
Because they're not gay.
No, that'd be 5 feet.
Oh,
Or is
yeah.
it 15?
It's 5 feet apart.
And only if you're in a hot tub.
Mm-hmm. So, these runes begin to glow, and one by one, the 4 of you, I count 4. 4 of you, your visions fade to black. Kirik, you find yourself still in the library, but it's... What do they call it? Astral projection? That's basically what's going on right now. You can move outside of your body. You can see this circle. And there are 5 glowing orbs circling slowly Uravus. These are, each orb is a different color. You've got all of the magic colors. Red, blue, green, white, black.
Oh shit, we're playing Magic the Gathering. Well, I pick black, white.
The first one in front of you is green.
Okay. What do I know
They're
about this?
slowly shifting.
Well, green tends to be good for minion buffs.
Jesus. All right. Why don't we just play some MTG? Like, how many of us are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll be the referee. You guys play 2-headed giant and a 3-way. How's that sound? Okay.
I haven't played Magic in years.
Well, then you get to play with James, because neither is he.
Isn't that a... I think these teams are stacked.
I think so.
That's okay, because I don't play at all, so I've...
Well, you can borrow one of Chris's decks, I'm sure.
Nope. I refuse to play. I refuse to play Magic the Gathering. Everyone who knows me knows this.
Well, I can imagine it wouldn't be fun to get your ass handed to you by Chris again and again and again. That doesn't sound
No,
fun.
I actually never got into it in the first place. Never.
I gotcha.
That's fair.
Yeah, I gave up the addiction.
Just to dodge that door.
Right. But, let's see here. So, you, oh, I don't even have a picture. Okay, that's fine. But this green orb, you're looking into it, and you can see the face of a very, very young, Uravus. She's looks to be, well, adolescent, maybe, well, not adolescent, but young adult at the very latest. You're not sure. It's elf years.
It's an elf,
you
yeah.
know? It's an elf. Who knows? You know, much younger. We know that, you know, elves don't look that much different as they get older necessarily, but you can tell this one doesn't have as much mileage.
Okay.
What's up?
Oh, I was like, okay. So you said they're moving around. Can I look at the next one?
Yeah, you rotate to the next one. This one is, well, the next... You rotate to the right, the next one is the Black Orb. You're looking in it, and it seems to be... Well, it's a picture of a... the shimmering image of a burning caravan.
Burning what?
Caravan. There are wagons. Caravan. Yep. There are wagons burning on a road.
Okay, do I know what I'm looking for, or is this just it feels like no, I don't know. What's the next one look like?
Next one is a glowing red orb. This one seems to depict, well, you seem to be staring at two massive armies. Your point of view is as if you're behind one army, and on the other side of this clearing there is another massive army.
Let's go to that one. That sounds like fun.
We're trying to find the time that she would have known the demon. And I can't remember the name.
It's a stage select.
It is. I will say.
Yeah, that's right.
If it is a stage select, unfortunately, these are locked.
Oh, okay. So these are all locked. Oh, okay.
You can get these are the previews. The green is where you can start.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, go. Sorry, I thought you were like you were trying to be cryptic as to which area I'm supposed to go to, and I was like, well, shit. So I gotta like solve a puzzle. But okay. Yeah. Then I'm just gonna take us to the green.
Okay. Touch the green, and everybody that was seeing themselves in, darkness, there is the feeling of a snap. Almost as if something within you is popping free. And you feel yourselves being pulled down. Is it a tunnel? A hallway? It's hard to tell. Let's see. The music for this one is going to be that. You feel yourself being pulled down this, this tunnel, this chute. And as you are moving down this hallway, things start to get lighter and lighter. You see images flying past too quick to tell. You hear almost two voices having a conversation. Now, Uraves, I need to remind you that this is incredibly important. Yes, not only for myself, but House Brevele. And you snap and you come to in a busy city market. Not a market necessarily. You're looking around, and this is... actually, Amar, you would know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is Deity Plaza, inside the elven capital of Sinister. It's a small little suburb on the southern side of the river. Actually, I can even take... Oh, nope, I don't have Sinister up. Or do I?
Bum, bum, bum.
I think I do. Yes, I do. Let me just make sure everything on there is right. There we go. And I will move you guys to Sinister. No, that's Deep Blue.
I was like, wait a minute.
I was about to be like, uh-oh. Is this some sort of timey-wimey bullshit?
This is Sinister before it fell into the sea and the new Sinister rose.
That would be memory bullshit.
Right. You've already fucked it up, guys. So, yeah, this is so this plaza, Amar is here. As soon as I find, there we go. It is this collection of buildings right here.
Wait, where?
I have.
Oh, the yellow. Okay, I was looking for a ping, so I like completely just phased out the yellow from like my sight. I was like, where's the ping?
No, so yeah. Yeah, the pink ping. Yeah, there you go.
Ping ping.
Deity Plaza is pretty much what it sounds like. This is a conglomerate of well, as far as you remember, every good and neutral aligned deity in Kosmos. And this conglomerate here, they do a lot of things together. Sometimes it's training, and people from all across, not just, Sinister, but the world come here to receive training. And in front of you are, so there is a much younger looking Uraves. Let's get a description of that, James.
Looks a lot like the Uraves that we all know and tolerate. Though obviously her hair is not quite as faded with time. It's pulled back and cut short in a very neat bun. And she's wearing armor like we know her to, but this is different, where this is... Amar would recognize it as... It's probably a little out of style by now, but it was the style at the time of elven military armor, and she has like her high pointed helm in her arm.
Gotcha. And the lady next to her?
The lady next to her is
Mathor. Yep.
Not as tall as Uraves, but is very distinguished in her dress. She's got long silver hair. She has bright green eyes. Her violet and blue robes and other finery that she's wearing are very, very reminiscent of any sort of nobility, regardless of race. And she has a large brooch holding her cloak in place with House Brevelay's symbol on it. But she also has like a sword at her side and is wearing a few pieces of armor.
Gotcha. And she's, these two are, standing in front of, it's a building dedicated to Yomade. It has the symbol very clearly on the front. And, Mathor looks and... Uraves, were you daydreaming? Where did your mind go just now?
And she seems to snap her head out of it and looks around for a moment and is like, nothing, just a feeling.
Well, House Brevelai is counting on you, as I just said, and she's going back into her spiel about how important all of this is and how much of an honor it is for someone to be selected from House Brevelai, especially, one that is, destined, or not destined, but appointed to serve as the protector of the heir, House Brevelai.
My lady, I am well aware of the distinguishment that this honor brings, but what if my oath is to protect you and yours?
Your oath? She kind of turns and... My dear, I'm sorry, I've gotten all of this... Let's bring it... She, kind of seems to realign herself. Puts a hand on your shoulder. Your oath is first and foremost to House Brevelai. And to do that, we've decided it's best for you to take up this calling, yes?
She slowly nods and is like, I understand, my lady.
Don't worry about me. We'll be just fine. Hopefully, this is something that you can expand your horizons in. Looking up at the sun. Oh, dear. We are getting late. Come. And as they move, that's when you guys notice for the first time this plaza looks different. It might be the most familiar to you being an elf, Amar.
Yeah.
Not in the differences in, it doesn't look right. Well, and it just doesn't quite look right. The colors are almost too vibrant. The details almost too sharp. These, the people, wandering by in this busy plaza are, the detail is, you can see, you can see the aging in the clothing. You can see, things that your eyes normally would never pick up on. It's as if you're viewing the world through someone else's eyes.
A younger eyes too for him. This is, he's old as fuck. Everything's kind of just dulled.
Yeah, definitely clarity.
Yeah, he's appreciating that.
You guys are able to move. You guys are able to follow whatever you guys want to do in this setting right here. Well, they've gone into the building.
Following into the building.
Yeah, we're all follow in.
Follow.
I'm just following everybody else. Tell me what to do. I don't know. I'm lost.
Has anybody else conceivably been here before?
We're in Bastion.
So there are 4 people here. This is I've transitioned away from the group going to Bastion and into the 4 people that are delving into Urves's memories. This would be Anduin, Rawl, Amar, and Stranger.
I was trying to think of
Amar
Stranger.
Probably is the only one, unless Stranger ever left his. Maybe he's been here in another life, but not as Magister or Stranger.
Right. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. So, yeah, you guys are stepping through the dusty, busy, area. You can see, there are a lot of, even just from this spot, you can see there are lots of building to lots of deities here. You've got, Saren Ray, you've got Caden Kalian, you've got, you name it, it's probably here. Minus the Evil Align. But that being said, following into this, stepping into this temple, it seems to follow the structure of a lot of the temples you guys have been in before. This main room here is the sanctuary. And following... What are you doing, Scott?
I got my own gesture for the commentary. Just watch.
Ah, gotcha. But following through to the sanctuary, Urves, Maythor's talking a whole lot about, the ins and outs of how things work here. Of course, she's not. You would hope maybe she'd tell you things like, this is where you can go to get food. This is how they're going to be doing clothing. But no, she's talking about the political scape and how, Temple of Yomade is one of the most prestigious and has been in the higher ranks of this for the past, years. A politician at heart.
Yeah, and
Are you...
if she sighs after one, she's like, "Pardon my tongue, my lady, but politics..." And she tries to be playful and flash a smile. She's like, "I'm not brave enough for politics. You will have to excuse me. I'm more of a soldier."
Throwing out the Obi-Wan quote. Okay.
Oh, I'm not brave enough for politics.
Yes. She kind of chuckles. You're right. Sorry, just... I remember my own first steps into this place. Lots of memories. Good ones. I hope the same for you. But here. leading you through the sanctuary, and the rest of you guys are following as well. Following through the sanctuary to there are doors in the back half of the sanctuary that are leading into other parts of the building. You guys seem to have been going through an administration part. There are lots of people, clergy, what seems to be, acolytes, everything in between here. Working their way kind of in a buzzing hive. Matter of fact, some of you are finding it hard to stay, out of the way of these people. Because they don't see you, they have a tendency to just kind of bump into you as they're walking past you.
So we can't pass through them like ghosts and be weird?
No, they're solid.
Do they react to us at all when they bump into us?
No.
I mean, it's so crowded, they probably just think they bumped into someone else. I would imagine. They're just like, excuse me, sir, and like, whatever.
Yeah. But going through, this busy administration section, Maythor. Well, let's see here. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, this way. Working her way towards what seems to be, well, you can see it now. There are several signs pointing the way towards, well, it's labeled the initiate ceremony. And working her way there, let's see. Ah, yes. She's not even paying attention to the signs. She's trying to do this by memory, and she keeps looking in a bunch of different directions, but finally, realizes, oh, that's the room. It's got the big F off sign that says, initiate ceremony. Whatever. Leading you in there. It's not... I'm going to say, there are a lot of people here, but most of them seem to already be men and women of the cloth. They just seem to be here kind of observing what's going on. The ceremony doesn't seem to have started yet, but Maythor was running behind this morning, and so here you are. You seem to have been the last one to arrive. People other than you that seem to be here to, become initiates. There are two, let's see, there are two humans here. One of them, they both kind of look like they've lived in the woods for a long time. There is a man and a woman. They both share similar features. You're thinking brother, sister, something like that. But the man especially is just completely, he's jacked. He's a big dude. He's probably, he's probably a head taller than you and looks like a tree trunk. I mean,
jeez, if he's bigger than Irvis, he's huge.
Yes. And a matter of fact, he's got a giant club on his back. Just to make a point.
Captain Caveman.
Jesus. But, and they both seem to be shifting uncomfortably in clothes that you can tell have been recently purchased. They've still got the wrinkles of, neatly folded on them. They don't look very lived in. They're fresh. They don't have stains or anything like that in them. And you can tell that they've both tried to clean themselves up as much as possible. But you can tell, no, these... it looks like they are definitely from the forests south of Sinister.
Oof.
Now, so he's big dude. That's not to say she's any smaller. She is just a little bit shorter than him, so about your height, and she's pretty much jacked like you.
Is this gonna end up being that Terminator, or not Terminator, that Predator thing? You son of a bitch! And then they clasp hands, and we both see like fucking rippling biceps.
But they seem to be looking at the front. Maythor, for her part, has kind of just, gone off by your side and has gone up to the person at the head of the ceremony who seems to be, preparing some things. Patrice, long time no see. Surprised you're still here. It's this little gnome. Do you have a description for Patrice?
Now remind me again who she was a gnome devoted to.
Champion of Yomade.
Oh. Oh, this is gonna be great. You know all of the things where it's like in fantasy there's like the stereotypical knightly hero of valor and virtue. Imagine that, but it's a gnome. A gnome woman. But instead of the swarthy, flowing, blonde hair, it's a bright, obnoxious neon pink.
The fuck? Oh god, she's a Warcraft gnome.
Even by gnomish standards, she's a little short. So she's maybe like, what, 2'6"?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
With a tiny little sword that looks like a toothpick and a shield on her back that looks like a dinner plate. And dips her head in reverence and is like,
"Of course, my lady. I am sorry that we do not get to meet more often."
With a chuckle. Oh, don't worry about that. Here. I have got my newest protege to show you. And, yeah, right? She's almost kind of... She's proud of Uraves, but she does this in a manner that, to everyone else seems very, objectified.
Like just showing a horse off at an auction?
Right, yeah.
She's got strong legs, sturdy arms, thick teeth.
Thick teeth. But, couple other descriptions for the other initiates, Uraves. It's probably what your eyes are drawn to. There are, let's see here. There seem to be 3 other people here. There is, off to the side, nope, hold on, it's just 2 others. There is another elf, a female elf. She is actually kind of standing close, and she seems to be signing to another. Well, you're not exactly sure. She has at the end of trying to think of. You would suspect that this is a half elf that she's signing to. They don't seem to be related, but they do seem to know each other. And this lady actually kind of looks up as you approach, and another initiate.
She nods her head.
Oh, well, good. My name is Finara. And she gets this other person's attention. This is well, she just goes by Mel. And
Gibson?
Jeez. No. She kind of Mel, another initiate. And this person turns to you. This is where I get to change the music.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here.
Evil red eyes, the demon.
So this does seem, I mean, you're looking at this and you're like, oh, yeah, that's Malathia. It's not like any, she doesn't seem anything like the Malathia of, that's been tormenting you these past months.
Well, so is this Uraves knowing Uraves, or is this Uraves past Uraves where...
Uraves doesn't recognize. Yeah, the memory Uraves doesn't recognize this.
Okay.
But yeah, this description is for all of you guys.
Yeah.
So, her face lacks a lot of the hard and almost cruel-looking edges. Her eyes aren't red. They're kind of they're a deep brown. She has this, kind of in some ways, like the nondescript brunette. It just kind of blends in with everything else. And she signs to you.
I don't like this music. What
That's
language is she signing in?
It would be, it's a mixture. I mean, sign language is kind of a language all its own here. So, local to the area.
Is. Yeah.
So, close enough with common, because I think you understand sign languages of languages you know.
If you have sign language as a language you know. There's actually a feat for it, although people who are... The DM can override that and say, yeah, you can know sign language since you're deaf or something like that. Or mute.
I'm going to say, at this point in time, Uraves does not know.
Yeah, that was about to say. And she frowns and looks over to the other and is like, my apologies, I am not aware of sign language.
And she... Oh, yeah, I figured. And so she signs to Mel. And Mel kind of blushes for a moment and then, kind of takes a step back. No, it's okay. Grabbing, just holding her shoulder. She's a little shy. And that's when, Uraves, you hear, Uraves, come here for a second.
Looks to those two and, gives a very curt military nod of her head and is like, apologies.
And this is where the rest of the group gets to meet the real Malathi.
That's what I was about to wonder. I was like, do we know what she looks like? Or are we gonna...
This is, you can tell that stepping out of the crowd from behind you goes, I try, and I try, and I try, but you just won't leave well enough alone, will you? Stepping between two of you.
Malathi,
honest. Yes, old man. I am Malathia. And the four of you have come in to create all manner of trouble, I suppose. Stepping forward next to Uraves, it seems as if time has almost slowed to Uraves slowly walking up the steps to the front of this building, or to the front of this room. She turns. Yeah, you can see she very much is reminiscent of... a succubus, more or less. She's moderately clothed, but, she just has those lines, especially for anyone who has seen one before. Is anybody here actually...
Amar,
I want to know
probably?
Amar's tales of a succubus.
Oh god, no.
They slouch.
Amar is too stuck up for that shit, and you all know it.
Well, he's probably at least seen one before. Doesn't mean he's
And
fallen
then,
for a succubus.
Yeah.
Fair.
But she turns and... So we can do this the easy way or the hard way. You can leave, and I'll just forget this ever happened. Or you can stay and make things very hard for the rest of us, she says with an evil smile.
Rawl actually probably takes a step forward and is like, why are you so against this? We're trying to help you.
You're not trying to help me, you're trying to destroy me.
As far as we understand, if we get your name, you get to go free.
Oh, dear little child, you think that's how it works? Kind of looking over the rest.
And how does it work?
You find my name, and then you leave, and cast me into oblivion. I am not set free. I get to be tortured for the rest of eternity in the boneyard.
Did you perform evil acts when you were not this version of yourself?
She kind of waves a hand to, this nervous, this young, nervous image of her. Take a look for yourself. I was too pitiful to even learn how to speak for myself. If only I had that kind of backbone.
Then why would you be tortured?
If I could be given a new chance at life, then surely you could too.
That's because Mommy Pharasma took pity on you.
Yes,
Don't think I haven't seen what's been going on. I watch from Uraves's eyes just as much as she does.
Yet between the two of us, I was the abomination. And the gods
as far as
took
I'm
pity
concerned,
on me.
You still are.
Oh, dude, that hurt. Sad roll.
Sad roll.
Boom, boom, boom.
You know, Rawl, if you had a moment, I could tell you what Uraves really thinks of you.
I wouldn't believe you even if you tried.
Well, then, I guess you'll just have to find out in these future memories if you're really going to try and find the information you're looking for.
We will free you.
Then I take that as a challenge. She mimics taking off a gauntlet and throwing it at your feet. Very well. I guess I have no choice. It happens so fast. The memory stops slowing down and cuts back to normal speed as she puts out a leg and sweeps both of Uraves's legs out from under her.
Take
Uraves,
that, you stuck-up nerd. Oh,
you
sorry.
don't know what happened, but yeah, one second you're walking up the stairs and you must have slipped or something, and all of a sudden you're face plant right in front of all of the initiates and Mathor, Patrice, and everyone else in the room. There's kind of a shocked moment, and then there are a couple of chuckles from the back.
Oh, she quickly stands up to her full height and looks around for... Because this felt like someone tricked her, not like she stumbled on something.
Gotcha.
She's been tricked before, like she's a combatant, she's been trained.
Right. One of the people chuckling is a dwarf kind of off to the side. He seems to be helping set up the ceremony. And he kind of looking at you. This is an old fucking dwarf. He's probably... I mean, they don't age gracefully like elves. They just age. This guy... well, you want to give us a description of Mr. I can't even find his name there. There we go. Galrock.
Galrock, forget his last name.
Stonebreaker. Stone Breather. My bad.
Stone Breather. That's
what I have it here.
Nice. I forgot I made his name so fucking dwarven. But there's a running theme with all these people, and that's being jacked. He looks like he was probably a lot stronger in his younger days. Time has sort of worn away at him. He's got very, very wrinkled skin, but with this almost sort of granite-like quality to it, just stony in appearance, paling with age, kind of getting an aged pallor to it. And this big, heavy-set brow and large nose and high cheeks that kind of scrunch up his eyes and make them hard to see. Bushy eyebrows. His long white beard is so long that he has it tucked into his belt so that it doesn't get in the way of anything. And he's wearing all the accoutrement of a champion of Yomade.
And yeah, he's chuckling until he sees that your eyes get him, and he stops. He's still got this smile on his face, though.
Nervous lets that look linger for a second, and for those of you who know Irves, young Irves is not as patient
Intimidating.
No, she's just as intimidating. She's just not as kind or patient, or she still has very much that elven haughtiness to her, and the fact that a dwarf of all things is deigning to laugh at her. You see has raised her anger. But
Irves, are you all right?
I don't know what happened. It almost felt as if I was tripped.
She gives a concerned frown. Interesting. Now, to everyone who is not who is an observer, so the four of you, you're watching as this, so as she sweeps Irves's legs, Irves hits the ground, but your vision goes red for a moment as you feel the memories shudder.
Brain rattle.
And, from behind the altar, you see creeping out from behind, it looks a lot like a gargoyle. I mean, but a gargoyle, not of a human, but it's almost draconic looking. It's got these big wings, obviously made of stone, with these clawed hands and green glowing eyes. It pulls itself around the altar and starts to scan across the room, looking back and forth on the memory. And Malathia looks up and, oh dear, I seem to have wakened our guardian angels.
Are there any pieces of furniture nearby?
Yeah, there's some chairs.
Chairs or pews or something, because Rawl's trying to take covers as that thing's looking around.
Yeah, absolutely. You sit, you duck behind the pier. The pew, not the pier. Yes, there is a pier in here. Duck behind the pew as it looks back and forth, settles its gaze on Malathia as Malathia winks out of existence. She just kind of slowly evaporates as if, turning to mist. And, it settles on that, looks back across the room, almost fixing its gaze on each of you, and, then it slides back underneath the altar.
I was like, I'm just not going to take any action. Just pretend to be part of the memory.
What was
it seemed to work.
Thing?
I did. Did we just kind of hand wave Kirik explaining all that stuff you explained to us before?
So Kirik did take some time to explain it, but now he could always, remind. So, yeah, you're a isekai, so I might call you Twinkle here in a moment. But Kirik, you are seeing this not from the point of view of an observer, but almost as if you're watching this play out from a bird's eye view. Pretend you're playing a tabletop game. You can't reach in or interact, but you've got an overview.
Oh, who painted these figures? God. They're awful.
They're terrible.
But yeah, you see that go on, and you hear Rawl say, "What was that?"
That was a moderator. One of Uravessa's mental blocks to, secure her memories.
And this just sounds like a voice from fucking heaven.
Yup.
Yep.
Why are they so ugly?
That's something Uravessa might have to explain. Because I don't know. That's just how they look.
So the being troubling Uraves is actively interfering with her memories.
Correct. And thus, it will cause issues with the moderators.
I suggest strongly that you prevent her from doing any further, well, interference.
How? Shoot her?
Well, probably Euroves's least favorite option. It is an option.
Well,
That's just
all things
Kiriko. I wouldn't recommend that for anyone else.
Well, all things. How does that go? Well, first things first. All things are possible through the power of Jesus Christ. So jot that down.
I thought it was going to be violence isn't the answer. It's the question, and the answer is yes.
I'm not sure Euroves would like it. I'm trying to
Nice.
call Euroves.
I think the younger one would. She'd be like, "Hell yeah, brother!"
If possible,
like Hulk Hogan.
try to detain her if you can.
Ooh, I like that idea. Secure, contain, and then protect.
Oh, we ain't protecting shit.
Stop that.
What?
We'll slap her and call her mean names.
We are not opening a new branch of the SCP.
Why not, though?
All right, how about a branch of the Federal Bureau of Control?
Oh, God. No.
So the
I
CIA.
never played
Because-
Control.
Gonna say, they didn't have control. How would we?
But it's such a great game. All right. Anyways,
So-
back on the topic.
Yep. The rest of this memory plays out. Mathor introduces you to Patrice Starwinkle. It's just kind of one of those things maybe you've gotten used to. You think, well, okay, so actually, what does your Urves think about Mathor?
Oh, she respects her completely and utterly. Like, she considers her almost like a mother figure.
Even though she kind of treats you as if you're a
Yeah.
thing.
She's also a noble, and nobles tend to be a bit forgetful of things like, civil rights.
I mean,
Yeah, of civil rights.
Human
mean, fair.
decency.
by the way,
elven
they look like this.
Oh, I don't
Oh.
like it. We gotta stay away from that thing. That thing a little less spooky.
Isn't that a magic card? No,
Yes, it is.
it is. Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it is. It's a scary magic card too, I think.
I was gonna say, if
Um,
we wanted scary magic cards, it's a sliver.
That's Chromium.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was
it
like,
is.
I knew I recognized it. Sorry, y'all. We're nerding out a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, Chromium is kind of scary too. Now I want to build it a commander deck after. Anyways,
By the way, the height disparity between Urvis and Patrice is
ridiculous.
Patrice doesn't quite come up to her hips.
Yes.
So she has to look down. And Patrice has to look up.
And yeah, for her part, Patrice is nice. She makes clear her expectations, going, "Now I won't mince words. Lady Mayford here has told me quite a bit about your exploits. I look forward to seeing them in training."
You shall not be disappointed.
She pats you on like the calf. "I know I won't be."
That's just funny to me. Those poor gnomes. They have to
I can't pat your shoulder. Someone get me the step ladder.
Jesus. And so, this, the rest of this memory seems to transition, pretty smoothly. It gets to a point where, this ceremony goes on. It actually happens. People are, given their, people are, given their symbols to be shown as initiates of Yomade, and the ceremony. It is a long ceremony because it's run by elves. So, two and a half hours later, the final speaker is done speaking. Things finally come to a close, and people start to disperse.
During the ceremony, strangers taking notes of all the names of the people up there getting whatever they're getting, diploma or whatever.
Right. The important people here are going to be, so there's Lady Mathor. It's Mathor, right, James?
Yeah, Mathor, Mathor.
Gotcha. So there is the lady, the lady that seems to be running the event is Patrice Starwinkle. The dwarf here, Galrock Stonebreaker. Then you have they just actually, so you have Urvest that goes up. The other initiates, you have Fenara Luleth, which seems to be the interpreter for the other person, which they just call Malathia. They don't have they that's just the name they went by, which seems odd until they introduce the last two initiates, Sneld and Krant. And yeah, so Sneld, the guy, and Krant, the lady.
I'm shocked that their names aren't Onga and Bonga.
Wow. How dare you? They're here to pledge service to your deity. How dare you?
Not my deity, Urvus's deity. This is James the person talking, because they sound like stereotypical, like they're gonna sell me car insurance caveman.
Wow. Alright, moving on. So, those are the important people here. Yeah. So, things start moving down. Uraves and Malathia end up moving back to the front of the building in the sanctuary. And Malathia, the evil Malathia, seems to have stayed out of it this time. No more screwing shit up. But, yeah. Mathor kind of is talking to Urves here, and, well, I suppose I need to get going. She, actually, is she a very physical person, Urves?
Yeah, she is. She's not like the touchiest person, but she's physical enough.
Gotcha, because she actually does wrap you up in a hug.
Gross. Affection.
Yeah, Urvis kind of falters for just a moment because, it's one of those things, oh god, do I hug my boss or not?
Right.
But they're hugging me, so I guess it's cool.
And, yeah, she embraces you and pulls back. I can't tell you how proud I am of this. I know I don't always show it the best, but I do. I am so proud. Here, she says, reaching into a pocket. And she pulls out
a catastrophe.
No, it's not a catastrophe. It's it's a locket. And to everyone who is not Uraves, there's an odd property about this locket. It seems to be giving off light, not just reflecting it.
Good light, spooky light.
It's almost it feels like there's moonlight emanating from it.
Almost like it's an escape route.
And she's offering it to you. Well, she actually is holding it, and I'd like you to have.
Has she seen this locket before? Does it have any significance?
Oh, this is her locket.
She looks absolutely stunned and is like, my lady, you would this is something so precious to you, though.
This was passed down to me when I took my oath. And now that you've taken yours, I'd like you to have it.
That does seem to give her this warm look on her face as she takes it and very carefully holds it in her hand. She's like, I'll see no harm comes to it, my lady.
I believe you. The smile, she pats you on the shoulder. I must be off. Good luck. And for everyone else, that's where the memory freezes.
So Uravis wears this locket today still, correct?
What happened to it, Uravis?
I guess we're just gonna have to find out.
Oh, she doesn't wear it. Gotcha.
You do not know her. The only piece of jewelry she's ever been seen wearing is a ring of energy resistance against fire.
Mm-hmm. I've got this big smile on my face. I'm excited. But, yeah, the memory freezes to everyone else, and... yeah, you guys are stuck kind of in the frozen, in the middle of this, big, busy plaza.
Well, that was fun. What's next?
So, Anduin, you hear a voice in your right ear. I don't think we've met before. Of course, Uravis doesn't have many memories of you at all. Pitiful ones, I assure you, but... yeah, she's standing right behind you on your right-hand side.
Hi. No, I don't have a clue who you are.
Well, that's all right. I wouldn't want to get to know you anyways.
Vodka.
Vodka. Looking at the rest of the group. So, you've decided to take this journey, huh?
Yes.
Well, in that case, like I said, the gauntlets have come off. Let's get ready for round 1. Looking up at the sky. Oh, and Kirik. She's staring right at you, Kirik.
Yeah, no, he's...
If you think you're going to be able to provide any assistance here, you are sorely mistaken.
Oh, they won't need assistance. Trust me.
She smiles. Whatever you say. Sorry, I just read Computer's comment on Discord. Yeah, she smiles and winks and, oh, Rawl, here. One thing before I go. She actually pulls out, it's the locket that Uravis has. And she presses the clasp to open the locket. Instead of a picture being in there, the sound plays. It's the conversation between, trying to remember here. It's the conversation between Alma and the rest of the group that just took place.
He pulls out his crossbow and tries to shoot her.
Okay. It shoots and it sticks and there's red again and the dream moves. Now, that is not polite. After all, she says, reaching in, pulling the bolt out of her shoulder. After all, someone could get hurt playing with things like... Walking over to Uravis. Standing next to her.
Can I, Misty step next to her and grapple her?
Sure, you could do that.
Yeah. So it's...
Lena,
you
come up... Not Lena. Who?
Amar.
Oh, Amar.
Oh, she's screwed.
I was like, Lena.
Amar's just like, you're slouch.
Your form is terrible.
Nothing
I'm gonna say,
personal,
yeah,
kid. You're just slouching.
Yeah, you don't need to make a roll here. You're able to, because she doesn't fight you.
Yeah.
Ooh, Amar. Getting a handsy. Didn't think someone your age would do that.
It is not something I do for your sake.
Wait, what?
He's not something he does for her sake. He's not grabbing her for what she's implying.
Yeah, no, I was... Sorry, I was thinking way the other direction. Yeah, you've got a hold... Yeah, that's why I was like, whoa. So she's... Yeah, so you've got a hold on that wrist. Amar, fine. I've got a lot to learn, though, because she misty steps behind you. And then goes, but seriously, shouldn't we be moving along? There are many more torturous images. Oh, Rawl, by the way, sorry, I forgot. That isn't made up. That actually just happened a few minutes ago outside. Nice thing is, I can hear and tune in to what's going on.
I don't
It's like being in two different places at once.
I don't care if it's real or not.
What? You don't care that you scared off the only thing that's even remotely close to you at this point in time?
All I care about is getting you out of Irves's head. You're poison.
Ah, but I know I'm poison. What kind of poison are you, Rawl?
Ooh. And he's like, no. After a moment, he's like, no. You're worse than poison. You're a cancer. And we're the barber's blade.
But the thing is, cancer always returns. And she misty steps out of here.
Yeah. Amar is just on defense. She goes for Irves, Amar interferes.
Yep.
Rawl pulls off his big backpack that's basically his mobile alchemy lab.
Ignore her words, young Raul. They themselves are a venom that will seep into your mind.
And he hands everybody a greater mutagen, a greater bestial mutagen.
I thought you were going to say an anti-venom. I was like, oh, come on, man.
No, a bestial mutagen, a greater bestial mutagen, which will give you a +3 bonus to your athletics checks and unarmed attack rolls if we have to beat her up. And give you a claw attacks with 1d8 slashing damage and a jaw attack with 1d10 piercing damage. For an hour.
I think we'll need to slash her to bits. That's probably a bad idea. She is still tied. Actually, you do realize she is tied to Urives's mind as much as these memories.
Just, if you drink these, you'll be stronger, and you can hold her down if she tries to actually fight back.
Can we not just cut her head off?
Oh, if you only want to erase part of Urives's personality and spirit, go right ahead. From above.
Jesus, Kirik, you're right though.
It's like it's part of Urives.
Just take one of these, and if she starts being a real bother, drink it.
Yeah, he'll shrug and take one. Cat, not you.
I want the bestial mutagen.
She doesn't deserve one. She woke me up at 6 o'clock.
Ugh. Gosh. So I guess the only
And you will take one.
Ah, yes.
Ah, yes. Drugs.
So the point of this is to determine how Melanthia was wronged?
You must find Melathia's true name.
So Uraves can truly remember her.
So she was not truly named Melanthia when initiated.
That or Mel. They only know her so far as Mel. Dive deeper.
Well, when you say it that way.
Yeah, I was like, dive deeper, and then the music explodes. Like, whoa.
Well, also you're like, dive deeper.
Drink deep and descend, ladies and gentlemen. Because otherwise, we could just do that. Be scared. No, it's not even playing. Oh well.
Well, where do we go
now? So there is the memory is frozen, and it is that with the only thing special is Irvis holding that locket that seems to be emitting moonlight.
Did Melanthia drop the bolt when Amar grabbed her?
She took it with her.
Ah, fuck.
Now I can't. I think I missed something when in the beginning. When you were telling us about everything, the changes. You said these special items. I thought you meant they would take us out of the memory completely, or is that just? Were you saying they're like the gate to the next memory?
So more or less, it'll go back to the inky blackness, and then Kirik gets to select the next memory.
Okay, yeah. Kirik just feel like, you should probably, in the memory.
All right.
Touch.
And when like this, I like it.
Pretty much.
You touch it, and you feel yourself being sucked into this amulet as it spaghetti. How does it spaghettification? Is that what it's called? Yeah, you feel yourself being stretched and pulled into this locket, like a mini black hole. Anyways,
who's vacuuming?
Okay, that'll be fun.
I have no clue who's vacuuming. But, yeah. We're gonna cut back to something slightly nicer. We're gonna go back to the silver spot. So, this little group here of the 6 that are leaving, Twinkle Toes got nosegoed into going with you. So, let me put... No. There we go. Just as a kind of a thing. So, yep. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, I was just gonna go through the portal like right away.
Okay. Yep.
Lena holding Thorn.
Yeah, stranger will follow right behind.
Yep, saunters in through.
Just have to restore another thing real fast.
And actually, once we get through, she's gonna turn to Squin, not Quinn, not League of Legends, to Squin, and be like, "Would you like to ride along with me, dear?" Sorry, that was Kirik. Would you like to ride along with me, dear?
Everyone is Kirik.
Yes.
He is Draven. League of Kirik.
I think Squin goes, yes, sure, fine. This seems... Well, I suppose this is what our knights will ride when we, and jumps on it.
Well, he's still a puppy. She sets him down and...
Oh, okay.
No, I would love to see him jump on the puppy.
Well, I was like...
To be fair,
well, because you're like, hey, would you like to ride? I assumed you were presenting a fully grown something to ride. Like, would you like to ride this puppy? Squin would look at you and go,
yeah,
that doesn't seem like a riding animal.
She sets him down and he walks forward and then instantly just goes from being a tiny puppy to being a large wolf, an actual large size wolf, 10 by 10. She's like, this is the form I was referring to, dear.
Oh,
and he growls.
Reminds me of a story.
Thornton growls at you at first until she smacks him on the nose. It's just like, Thorn, be nice. He doesn't like people.
Yeah, Squin's probably like, did I ever tell you the story about did I ever tell you the story about the elf druid and the dwarven warrior that I came across out on the road? Well, the elf, she was apparently a tavern wench at some point, and the dwarf, well, he was a bit lusty, if you know what I mean. I believe there's a song about it. I believe there is a song about it somewhere.
I do not think I want to. I do not believe I want to hear this story. I believe I want to go.
We're not recounting the story of the lusty Argonian maid. Stop it.
Yeah, Will's just like Will, who you see has like a lot of scroll pouches and other things for like books and stuff, just gives you this look, Squid, and is like, "What sort of smut do you read?"
What? It's story. It's songs, stories. You know, the food and drink of good cheer.
Does he measure his plot in cup sizes?
I give this story a double D. But well, 1 dozen stood against the power of a saint before, but we're about half that. Let's just go and find Val.
I actually need to pick new spells.
To the rescue, then.
6 men onto the deck they went, running and leaping against the endless host.
Sure, dear.
It's a poem.
Really?
Not a real life poem. I'm
I've read the same
stuff
thing.
from Pillars of Eternity.
Oh. Yeah, if it's a common poem, she's probably read it as well. She's like,
why don't we just start quoting Revelations then?
No. Because that's when shit
and
gets
behold
weird.
a pale horse. Yes. And his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed him. Sorry. So, yeah, we're looking at the picture of Bastion. This is we're gonna leave it like this, but this is entirely not accurate at this point. So, you guys, yeah, you guys have stepped through onto the other side. This seems to be a small space that is underneath tons of rubble. Just tons of rubble, yeah. Overhead. Hey, keep voices down here. I'd rather not have a incident.
Oleadris looks to Twinkletoes. So how do we get out from under here?
He points, and there is, I mean, it's not much bigger than a crawl space. It's, yeah. We got in through there. Or rather, Slink got in through there. I got stuck.
Oh. And Lena hops off a thorn, and she's like, I suppose we'll have to bring you back down again, Thorn.
That was a short trip.
Right.
Right.
So, first things first, if we're going to be searching for her, we need to figure out where she's going to go first, right?
What would she have even been doing coming out this way anyway?
Well, she said she was, what, getting something for Rawl?
I don't know him. Well, anyway.
What do we think that she would think Rawl would need? This is getting convoluted.
Perhaps something from his family home.
Perhaps something from the home she lived with their parents.
Where did they live?
I don't know. It was someplace off of a sewer entrance.
Oh.
They were in. I wasn't on the trip to see them. However, I was told about it.
We're not gonna go back.
Which then is closer? Which then is closer? And please tell me it's the one that is less stinky.
Well, damn it. Didn't
And from what I
happen?
remember, Raoul's home with his parents burned down. Actually, he burnt it down.
He didn't strike me as an arsonist.
But the cost of buying a home these days, one would burn their own home down?
In this economy?
Something about ghosts.
Amongst the pandemic, what are you thinking, man?
Right? You burned your house down. At this time of year, at this latitude.
At this time of day, this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes. Moving on. So, I will say it is gonna. Twinkle Toes would recommend. They did have kind of a small safe space set up. Maybe taking time to set things up there might be a good idea.
Well, you know this Val better than I do, and certainly know this Ral better than I do. Somebody's parents had a thing for rhyming names.
Will, being so thin to the point of appearing near death, is going to try and squeeze through the thing that Twinkle Toes did point out. But try and get out from this before the rubble eventually kills us all.
Sarsa's here too. Is Sarsa saying much?
Sorry about that. What?
So, you guys are in this tiny crawl space. Is Sarsa recommending much?
Don't know the person. Don't know the place.
You know, that's very fair.
Yeah. I think we probably should have brought someone that was here during all that, now that we think about it. Like, you know.
Probably should have brought somebody who knows the people better than because it's like we're getting a whole lot of I don't really know this person that well.
You guys were right. You guys decided, let's do it.
No, I think that's funny. Is it's kind of like we were like, all right, what do we do?
Well, remember.
Well,
no, I don't know.
Thorn used his imprecise sense to kind of like track foul a little bit. I mean, it's imprecise, so it wouldn't be like a perfect, but it could give us at least a hint of which direction she went off to and stuff like that. Because I doubt she'd be trying to do like weaving tactics to throw someone off of a scent. So it'd give us a direction, maybe.
Problem you're going to run into is for predilection for teleporting.
Ripperoni and pepperoni.
She teleports.
Yes. Innate casters, man. Ain't got no respect, innate casters. They just teleport whenever they want to. Don't tell no one where they're going.
They don't even call anymore.
You never call. All right. So, you guys are in the rubble of the Basilica of Calistrade. The small-sized people are going to be just fine. You're going to have some issues of Will. Anyone bigger than Will is going to have some... It's going to be a tight... So, I will either accept athletics or acrobatics checks for... Yeah, let's go ahead and do everyone. The DC is just easier for small people.
For easier for small people, okay.
Yep, acrobatics or athletics, and His character sheet isn't set up, so I just need to have Twinkle Toes roll.
Oh, I will use a fate point. Why not? Jesus.
Then beat me.
Well, yeah,
Damn
she's
it.
not particularly athleticable. Like, it's like she's not really built for athletics. Meanwhile, Thorn is a tiny creature. Just, I assume he just crawls through.
Here,
He can
I
make
smell
one.
something burning, guys. I'll be right back.
Go.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
Does anyone
Here's
smell burning?
Does anyone smell burnt toast?
I smell burnt toast.
Does anyone
Uh,
else smell buttered
That's good.
toast and taste copper and can't feel the left side of their body?
Oh no. That's 2 strokes.
It's not good at all.
I'm having 2 strokes at the same time. Why does Mom let you have 2 strokes?
I could say something really dark here, but I'm going to refrain.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Refrain from the mom and strokes jokes.
And back. I have an open window, so it was coming from outside. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
The burn was coming from inside the house. Thankfully not.
That's what my fear was, because I'm like, that smells like hot plastic and burn.
Oh, that's awful smell.
That's a horrible smell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are people like burning tires or something?
In my part of town, probably not, but it would not surprise me. Burning trash can.
I'm buying a fucking spray bottle.
Because now it just smells like charcoal. So, alright. So let's see. Thorn is fine. Twinkle Toes gets stuck. I imagine he's the last. He's bringing up the rear. Actually, no, he is in front of Sarsa and Thorn.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That would be
Sarsa,
Lena too.
Yeah.
Because Thorn would go with Lena. That's
Okay,
fine.
well, it stops. Thorn is going to be with Lena.
Yeah, so she's
They're
probably trying to
fine.
push on his butt. Like, come on, go.
I'm glad
No,
you rerolled
Lena's
for
probably
Lena.
behind him.
I'm glad you rolled bad. You rerolled
Yeah.
for Lena. Otherwise, she was going to get trapped by something.
No. I like to think that she's behind,
Right.
behind him, so she's trying to push on his legs, but she's a small creature.
I rolled the wrong character.
Perfect.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Can I just key blast the obstruction out of the way? Or would that cause something worse to happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Take.
It could cause.
Aliadris is stuck too.
Oh, come on, you two.
It probably happens to Eliadris first, but yeah, Eliadris, you find this spot that you're just like, no, I can't. I fit my arms through, my shoulders through, and I can't get it past my waist.
If I have to hydraulic torrent your asses out of the way. Inner mind was thinking that.
Is there any, like, that's a load-bearing bit of rubble to where I could, like, remove a small piece in order to just open up the hole a little bit more?
Make me a nature check.
Nature check? Bad at this I am.
That's a medicine check.
Oh.
Could I logically...
Building has a terminal case of falling down.
Could I logically use this spell to create, spikes of rock that would come up on, not through them obviously, but on the sides to kind of lift up the terrain a little bit? Or lift up? If not, that's fine. I don't know how much control I'd have over it.
Or give us ladder hangs.
Well, this isn't like a straight up and down. This is like a tunnel that we have to crawl through.
Yeah, but still, if you can get a hold of something really solid and pull.
But then it's in your way.
True.
You have less room to get past. Well, the rest of you could or the rest of them could send a rope down to you, and
So,
then.
As for Will, you're looking, and you see several spots that look like they could, be removed without too much difficulty. Let's see. As for Lena, is that something you're gonna try? You're thinking about potentially doing?
Well, I was wondering. I do have nature. If I could roll nature to determine if that would work.
Yeah, like, he knows you're a druid, so he'd probably point out the spots that he's looking at.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and do nature?
Yeah.
Help me, nature mommy.
I rolled a 2, but I'll keep it because I don't want to waste
That's
points.
still much better than Will's because you're looking at those places he's pointing out, and you're like, no, that's the exact wrong place to cut out.
Those are holding up the tunnel, dear.
This is my first time in a rubble heap.
Right? You're like, I'm not a dwarf. What do I know?
How long is this tunnel?
So apparently we're realizing that we just should have brought an entirely different group of people. Like, we don't have anybody who can track. We don't have anybody who can deal with rubble and stonework. We don't have people who know the person we're looking for particularly well or where their hideouts
perfect. I like it.
This is the perfect group.
We are the most impulsive assholes.
I mean, yeah, pretty much everyone here is like, yeah, I'll do it. And, well, here we are. I love it so much. But how long is this tunnel? Well, it's hard to tell. Straight distance-wise, it may be only, 40 feet, 40, 50 feet. But because of the sheer number of twists and turns through here, I mean, this is a long stretch of gymnastics required to get out of here.
But can we see the end?
You right now can currently see a stuck Twinkle from the rear. He's got his feet kind of dangling through this hole he was trying to pull himself through. And not much further along is Eliadris, who is also stuck. Now, people on the other side of Eliadris, which I think is pretty much everyone, you guys can see daylight. But, Lena, I can't tell you what success chance you're going to have. With your nature check, you could see places where you're looking at this not so much as, like a solid natural cave, but as a bunch of rubble.
Yeah.
And the specific piece here is masonry that, looks like it's in one piece. Could be propped up, potentially, to give him some room.
What would that take?
Well, you were thinking about spike stones. That might do it.
But what's am I able to get a percentage of danger that would come with this? That's the key.
Well, 69% of the time it works every time. So, trying to decide with a 25 nature skill check, how dangerous you would evaluate this as being.
Right.
This piece of masonry.
Would an extreme climbing kit be of any use?
Do you have one?
I can.
Como?
I have Prescient Planner. Forgot I picked it up better, and I was like, "Oh, I can get any item that's like half my level and lower." An extreme climbing kit is probably the best I can see in here. That falls.
That'll probably do it.
Yeah. So she'll just be like, "Hold on," and she'll pull her bag forward, and it takes like a minute. So she's like, kind of like looking through her bag and pulling all the pieces out from the kit one by one by one. She like scoots them over to probably someone who's more technically inclined. Be like,
see if you can use any of these, dear, to help them get out. And it's oh right, I should probably link the climbing kit, huh?
Maybe.
It has 50 feet of rope. Here's the equipment within the kit. The extreme climbing kit gives a +1 to athletics check to climb when using it. It allows you to attach yourself to a wall you're climbing, but in this case we could probably use the pulleys, the rope, and the pittons and everything to create a system where we can help pull them through. Or lift up a part of the wall, either one.
Yeah, that's what
right.
I
was thinking probably lifting part of the wall, because I have 50 foot of rope, but I didn't have any of the rest of it. I was like, well, it's not worth mentioning if I don't have the rest of the shit to put in. Like, I have rope,
Right.
where I can. Rope solves rock.
Rope?
Not by itself, it doesn't. Yeah.
Well, what we could do is we could try and lift the rock at least just enough that tossing them the rope and pulling as they also, we can, well, pull them free.
Well, setting up something where we like are able to utilize the pulleys and the ropes to like pull the the rocks out of the way, or at least pull them up so they can get through. Either way, I mean, however you guys want to do that.
That's why she pushed it to you guys, because she's intelligent, but this isn't her like specialty.
I think that's probably our best bet, is trying to do that. How would we go about it, though?
So are you absolutely sure you want to try and lift this masonry up with this kit?
Worst case scenario, if we get it up enough for room for spikes, I can throw a 4th level spell at it and spike make spikes over their heads to try to hold some of it up. I don't know.
Yeah, why not combine efforts?
I'm willing to throw a spell at this. Get them out. Because a lot of my spells are... She doesn't use spells in combat that much, y'all.
Well, whatever we're going to do, Will can aid, and he gets a +4 whenever he does aid checks. Because he's human.
Alrighty. Well, from your end, Sarsa, not much to... I mean, Dark, do you have dark vision?
I think Squin has dark vision.
I have greater dark vision.
Oh, yeah. You can clearly see, what's got... Actually, what's got...
Yeah, I have dark vision. Yeah.
What's got Twinkle Toes hung up is actually he's gotten his foot caught, and as much as he tries to haul himself up, he can't unstick his foot. The piece of masonry for the Eliaders up above is what they're working. But
I guess I will try to free Twinkle's foot.
If only because he's in your way.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna do that, yeah, you touch his ankles and he jerks. Oh, is that you?
It's Sarsa. Your foot's caught.
Yeah, his other foot had gone swinging by your head. Sorry, I
dodge.
Right. Sorry. What's going on? Can you just give it a tug?
Yeah, give me a second. And yeah, I tug on his foot.
Athletics roll, please. Alrighty.
I'd re-roll that.
Is that what we're sticking with?
Yeah, we're sticking with it.
Okay. You do get his foot and his boot pulled out of this rock at the cost of a snap.
Oh no!
I think you just did not so much a
Sorry.
snap, more like a pop.
Oh, dislocate. Yeah.
Oh, just dislocated the.
You didn't know your own strength there, and so you managed to dislocate something as you grabbed his and
Sorry.
hurt, and he's able to crawl himself up. He goes, all right, you can go on. I'll catch up in a minute. He's moving to the side now that he's gotten up there to give you room to get on ahead.
Sorry. And I wiggle on by.
Yeah, his ankle's at a funny angle.
Time to tighten up those bootstraps.
He can't quite even reach his ankle to hold it, but he's trying. Yeah. Wow, this has started really great already. We have the perfect group for this, guys. So, so describe to me how you guys are going to be trying to lift this piece of masonry.
Well, if we have enough rope to lead the rope outside, Thorn can help pull.
Then we put the pulleys around the bit of masonry, run the rope through it. There's probably like actually, is there like a bit of wood, like a scaffold, or a bit of broken ceiling that we could throw the rope over to kind of make you know what I mean, like a counterweight?
Right.
The pulleys are essentially that you attach them to a surface and then the rope goes up and through the pulley, creating that system where if we just pull on it, it'll lift it straight up instead of straight towards us.
And so you're attaching this to the piece of masonry, or are you attaching this to Eliadra?
Do we want to yank him out or try to lift the masonry up just enough for him to squeeze through?
I think the masonry.
Yeah, we saw what happens when you try to pull on the person. You dislocate things.
We'll just dislocate your spine.
I mean, your spine's not really all that useful anyway, right?
It's just... No. The thing inside your spine, but... that cord, whatever it's called. Probably not important. So, you are able to find what looks like... it's a heavy oaken beam that looks like it once used to be a part of the ceiling. Have the rope to try and, you have enough to get it over there. Now, let's see.
How high up is it? Because if need be, I could tie the rope to an arrow and shoot it over with my bow.
The climbing kit has a grapple hook.
And so do I.
It is tall enough that you can't, reach it by yourself. But I'm not even going to make you guys roll for that, because it's just a matter of doing it until you get it. When it comes to the pulleys, there's no
take 20.
Yeah, you can take 10 or 20 and it shouldn't be a problem. So, yep. You were able to get that up and over, and now you've got mail. No. Sorry, Oh.
Reference.
Interesting. Sorry. Sorry, working on a thing. Yeah, you're able to get that pulley up and over there. You're able to get it up and over the beam. How are you arranging the pulley system if you're going to use it?
Wait, what?
Are you guys going to be using the pulleys for anything, or?
Well, yeah, that's what
they're to help you know, a mechanical way of helping us pull up the masonry without having to directly use our strength on it.
Right. But where are you attaching the pulleys?
I guess.
Well, I would imagine probably one on one side of it, one on the other, like not like on the masonry itself, but like on like whatever we can find for structure on one side, and then one on the other side.
Or
run the through it.
Or we could do something like one pulley is on top of that piece of masonry, then the other one's up on that ceiling beam.
Right.
Can't you monks like run at the wall or something? Gosh.
Yeah, do you want us to cause another cave in?
From running up a wall to the
try it.
Ceiling?
I'm having a really good idea. I'm having a really good time, making up horrifying injuries for Eliadris.
No.
Because the first thing he'll do is things will start to chafe because the rock is slowly crumbling and, cutting into his skin.
We're doing a block and tackle. That's what we're doing.
Then he'll get hungry. Then he'll get thirsty. Then he'll probably after that have to use the restroom.
Block and tackle.
Alright. And which side of the system are you putting that on?
Like I said, we're gonna probably use 2 pulleys since we have at least 2 because it says pulleys.
Right.
One on top of the masonry, one on that ceiling board to kind of make that. When you pull the rope through, it would pull it up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then I guess we're tying the rope to Thorn?
Well, multiple people should pull on it, but yeah, Thorn will help with the pulling.
Well, I meant like he's leading the proverbial charge.
I suppose. I have this bad feeling that Thorn's going to be hanging in the air by his waist, just...
Well, Squin will help too, but he's not very big and only has a strength of 12. So
yeah,
I'm happy to do an aid check with my strength of 18.
Well, I was gonna say, so if you guys are going to, try and lift this piece of masonry for someone to get out, we can run it like a skill challenge if you'd like. It would be slightly different from the skill challenges I've run in the past. Because instead of different skills, this would be, a select few skills to try and get this to work. And I would need probably 6 successes before 3 failures.
Well, what would we be using?
Convince me. I mean, athletics is a no-brainer. But if there's something else you think can help in this situation, convince me.
Nature for placement of the pulleys. I don't know. Since that's what you were having us roll for, like, determining if rocks would be bad to take out. We could do
Society
nature
because we live in one?
Jesus Christ. God damn it, James. I should have seen that one coming.
I'm going to say no to society.
I'm trying to think of
survival.
In addition,
survival's a good one. Is there survival? Yeah, there is survival.
Yeah, there's survival.
If anyone has crafting, we could probably roll crafting for something.
Okay.
Trying to find a way to sneak acrobatics in.
Well, let's see here. So, I'm just tallying things up. 1, 2, 3. All right. So, you guys, first things first. Make me that crafting check to get everything in place.
Who's got that? Monks?
I was about to say, I know Rawl's got crafting. Oh, wait.
Yeah. I am trained in it, but...
I have Jack in crafting.
It's a 14. If I have to roll, I will, but does anyone else have anything in crafting?
2.
Oh, jeez.
Squid, you got anything in crafting?
1.
And unfortunately, Sarsa has crafting, but Sarsa's on the wrong side of Eliadris.
Y'all gonna make me fucking waste a spell. Alright.
Sarsa does not have crafting.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, you're
Thank
gonna make me have to waste a spell.
I mean, we saw multiple.
Okay,
Worst case
so-
scenario, I turn into a huge ape and just start throwing shit off.
So, that is one success.
Cool.
Pretty much.
Let's see.
And then there's Lena. She's dead.
Jeez. Alrighty. So that is one success. You get things set up in the right spots. You've got the pulleys in the right system. Alright. Now, in addition, you can use spells to try and create successes here.
Okay.
So, if you're planning on using those stone spikes, it would count as a success. Go ahead.
Let me pitch performance to you.
Okay.
Theater arts. I imagine that since I have performing, that I've probably done a bit of like in the theater at some point or trained in it. There's probably some form of like special effects type thing for fighting, like some sort of wire work or whatever that might have gone into that. Is that a legitimate excuse to add that in there, like experience with like wire fighting type stuff to like help with this situation?
I'm doing the gym looking directly into the camera thing.
I can't see you because I don't have cameras turned on.
Oh, I know. It's not. Let's...
I know I'm stretching it here, but I happen to think about it. I was like, and the funny thing is it brought to my mind, I came to my mind because for whatever reason, the Austin Powers fucking scene from like the third one where they're like, oh, my big wire fighting scene. I was like, oh wait, that is a thing in theater. Wonder if I could stretch that. And primitive theater would have to make use of all kinds of crazy shit to make things work.
Welcome to Primitive Theater. Bunga bunga.
No, they're off learning to be champions.
I just realized something. You're a goblin.
Yes.
Goblin theater. My God.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. I'm like, oh, no, that would be
goblins.
terrifying.
Wow.
That would be
Approve of the
terrifying.
motion.
And, okay, now I am convinced. Yes, I am convinced. You have to, yes, there is a delicate balance between making something look so jank that it could fall apart, but just good enough that, in some ways, goblin technology is very secure because, no, I built it. That means it's mine. What if I took it? You wouldn't know how to work it, and when you try to use it, it would blow up in your face because I built it. I'm the only one who knows how that works.
That's goblin lore for you. I love it. They're
Pretty much.
crafty, but yeah, it's all.
Well, do you want goblin lore or performance?
Let's do performance.
Okay, that one's my better score anyway. Well, I didn't roll well, but...
So, something to note is each session we get three hero points.
Okay.
And you can use this as a fortune action to re-roll a die.
I think I will do that. Because, kind of seems important. Well, I rolled better than a 3.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to mark that as our first failure for today.
Could I... Hold on, let me think.
I'm listening.
No, I don't have anything in performance.
Squin, you were looking at you're looking at these cables and you're like, oh, I can do this and I can do this, and you end up accidentally, more or less, you're like, oh, I just need to loosen this and fix, this and that, and one of the heads of these gears, this pulley system, shears clean off. You're now down a pulley.
Oops.
Question.
Yes.
Could I specifically go
Actually,
after this one piece of masonry with a key strike?
Actually, it probably comes out more like, oh, fucking, hey, you fucking right, this is fucking bullshit. And it's probably the first time you guys have heard him speak in anything other than that, like, human, noble fucking voice at all. Right, fucking piece of shit, fucking.
And now he's a dwarf.
Right.
Bro, fucking piece of shit, you've got this fucking. It worked better this way than. Damn it. And then he realizes everybody's looking at him and goes, what?
Oops.
Oops.
Oops. But, all right, so you're going to try.
Would that work at all?
Well, we were still planning on.
My thought is.
It'll do something. It could bring the piece of masonry down right on top of it.
Okay, then I won't. I was just wondering if it could be like, you make it lighter so it's easier for the pulleys because you cut off parts that we don't need to move.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. All right.
And just like kind of have that as like, that's another success.
Make an attack roll.
Come on.
All right, it does what you plan.
Then I hit the wrong button. I forgot you could just hit the thing. That's such bad damage. But... Oh. So yeah, it was actually a 30.
Okay,
but
30 is better. Because that was about to be another failure.
Yep. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, you managed to. You're looking at this, and right here and right there, and the cuts are clean. That's what the roll was for. And these huge pieces of masonry just, and they, as the ground shakes.
Will just draws this.
Stop it.
He draws his sword and like. Despite the fact it's probably, you would think it's a very bad idea to try and cut at masonry with a sword. Also, that was his longbow, not his sword. Oops. I just realized. For the second one, that was just for damage, but who cares? This was just for success. But he focuses and then like does the whole swings the sword twice in like an X formation and manages to cut clean through and take off a few extraneous parts of it using the power of his key
and the power of anime.
God and anime on my side.
You used your poopy points. All right. What? That's what key means.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I don't know why they chose to call it that.
Silence.
Moving on. Silence. Yes. All right. Well, Eliadris, are you going to be able? Are you going to? Well, all right. So everybody has rolled once. Well, not everybody, but once everybody has rolled once, then we can go back through the order. So, Eliadris, what are we going to try and do to help you out of your situation here?
Acrobatics to squeeze your
acrobatics for contortioning. Yeah.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Ooh.
Damn.
That counts as 2 successes.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yep. Well, you are squeezing to try and get yourself through there as, the massive slabs of stone on either side of you slam into the ground. Yeah. Sarsa. What are we going to do to help here?
So I'm still behind this person, eh?
You're still behind Eliadris, yeah.
I could try pushing.
Okay.
I'll give
Make
that
me
a
an
try.
athletics roll.
No, I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay. Oh boy.
The gods have abandoned us!
Yeah, well,
That sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks. That sucks big time.
That is gonna chalk up as our second failure of the day. And Eliadris, you have you feel Sarsit trying to do her best to push from behind. It seems to be fighting. Well, it seems to be trying to. It doesn't help. It's compressing you into this into the side of the wall rather than through the hole, and is messing with your ability to try and squeeze your way through here. Next thing's next.
Well,
We're back to the top.
Well, I was gonna say Thorn is gonna do athletics to try to pull the whole system.
Alrighty, pull.
There we go.
Alrighty. That's another success. Thorn hauls on this piece of, hauls on this rope, and you see the gears start to, whine as they pulling.
That puts us at 5, right?
Puts us at 5, yes.
Yeah. Then I think now would be a great time to use spike stones, because then not only can she use them to support the system, she can spike them magically through what's already lifted up from Thorn pulling to kind of hold everything in place now that it's slightly larger, giving us that final success and ending.
So, I will mark that as your guys' final success.
I'll just back. So as everything's kind of shifted up, there's just spikes that shoots through them all and holds them in place.
Eliadris, you are free to move through, and the pushing from behind you kind of whoop you out of this hole.
Yay!
What one bad roll can do. I
right.
love it. So, Sarsa, it is now clear.
I start crawling out.
Yep. And all of you get through to the top. There is daylight.
Ooh, just a little break, but okay.
Yeah, it seems to be, let's see, about this time. It is midday, thereabouts. You can see through. And now that you guys are at least on this side of the rubble, you can see you're in a fairly large, cavern that is composed of rubble from the former Basilica of Calistrade. At least, actually, would anyone know this is the former Pillar of Calistrade? No one. Eliadris would. Eliadris would know this used to be the Pillar of the Basilica of Calistrade.
If it was in a book, Lena would know as well.
Yeah, if it was in a book, Will might.
Yeah, just not every kind of book.
Right.
Because we roll society because we live in one.
Yeah. She might not recognize it right away, but if Eliadris mentioned, she's like, "Oh yes, I've read about this."
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, you can't really recognize a church from its rubble.
Right.
Fair.
This is the basilica that started all the problems.
Huh.
Oh, that terrible place.
Yes.
Well, let us not linger if we don't have to.
Let's see. Okay. Well, it's going to take a second because Twinkletoes is slow to pull himself through the newly made opening. And he's, on the ground, and he's like, "Great, we're through. Can someone please fix my fucking leg?"
Lena will take care of it.
I said I was sorry.
I know you did. It still fucking hurt though.
She's gonna combine. She's gonna roll nature instead of medicine, and treat wounds. Which medicine sec is usually a DC 15, but you adjust it based on circumstances.
If this is where all the trouble started, is this where where the evil wench and the one called Bob started from? I still think that's a very dumb name. It sounds so boring.
This is where the one called Bob betrayed us.
In Eliadris, you have a flashback to what the basilica used to look like. I'll just show it to everyone because. But yeah, the basilica used to be quite the spectacle. This is a picture of it in the rain. If anyone wants to go see the Basilica of Calistrate in real life, its name is Il Duomo. It's in Milan. Anyways.
Il Duomo is any Renaissance dome.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they just called it Il Duomo. She was built between 1100 and 1500 AD.
Il Duomo in Florence was the first freestanding dome structure built since the fall of Rome.
Pretty place. But back to Bastion. You guys are, yep. You've kind of braced, let's see, nature. Yep, you're, putting his leg in a splint, more or less. And he managed to hobbles to his feet, and he's like, thanks. Of course, that's going to feel tender for the next couple weeks. Now, on this map, you guys are in the red building, the red area.
Okay.
And, yeah, this place is rubble. As you guys are stepping out from underneath this cavern into the air, you can smell smoke. Of course, it could be the fact that literally everything in front and around you is an ash pile. Not one building is left standing on this whole, this whole area. As you're turning to look, all of the, the buildings, Eliadris, that used to be, 3-4 stories high, are completely gone. The taller buildings are shredded. They're used to, so the Wilkins Hotel, the former tallest building in Bastion, you can see a crumbling spire that is left, and the castle itself is nowhere to be seen. It usually dwarfed the massive walls that are around it, but you can't see it over those walls.
Squin probably looks around and goes and is like, "What in the nine hells happened here? What devilry is this?"
Idra happened.
More crimes the wench must pay for.
She did all of this on her own?
Well, not all on her own. The burning, yes. The fact that there's nobody here, that's the Bobs.
I fucking hate that that's a thing.
Speaking of Bobs, we should probably get moving. He says, hobbling to the north.
Fuck, it's like in ODST when you're trying to hide from the Phantoms with their searchlights, except it's just a bunch of Bobs. Soul, you find anything? Here's the thing, though. If they found us, they wouldn't say anything, because then later they'd be like, Soul, I haven't been entirely honest with you. I saw them.
God. I haven't been entirely honest. I saw them and didn't do shit.
Wow.
Alright, let's see. The Say house isn't so safe anymore, but what I have managed to do is, well, you guys remember the general supply store? Run by the two gnomes?
I'm afraid not, dear.
He's probably looking at Eliadris.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
I heard that Corin got himself banned from it somehow.
Yeah, they might have borrowed some things. Which is a complete, like, understatement of what happened.
Complete misrepresentation.
Right? There's a flashback, you get a flashback here. Or someone somewhere gets a flashback of, hey, remember that time we said, hey, here's this list we need of. Oh, okay. That'll be like 300, that'll be like, 5,000 gold. We were just told to show you this, the little pin. God damn it. Take it what you want and never come back. What? What did we do? You're with them, the fucking rum runners, huh? You're gonna threaten to burn down my place if I don't give you shit too? Is that what this is? And then we cut back to the front. To present day. Yeah. Borrowed.
I don't see why he got so upset of someone borrowing things.
Well, they didn't get returned.
My good man, I do believe by the tone of voice, borrow is a euphemism for outright stole, and probably not in a very pleasant manner, given the tone.
From what I've seen of Corin, he doesn't do very many things in a pleasant manner.
That's pretty accurate. Oh, he's like, damn it. Yeah, we need to get moving. Patrols will be out here in a few hours before we know it.
They're still patrolling the rubble?
Yeah. They like to find people to pick on.
They don't actually do anything. They just kind of push them back and forth going, so...
Oh.
People left the area not because they were afraid of getting killed, but because they were afraid of just getting stuck on the street, being pushed back and forth between two men who would just say the same word. No, I don't want to deal with that asshole.
You're not hitting yourself.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. God.
Someone's getting a noogie.
Do we have a direction as far as where we're going to start looking?
Well, that's a good question.
Eliadris?
I'm not 100% sure where the sewer access is leading to the hidden sanctum of Ral's parents, but once we're in there, I remember they said something about the group of homunculi living there that owe Ral a favor, so...
Well, then we are looking for a sewer access?
Good luck finding any fucking one of those. Most of it's collapsed.
So what then are we looking? What then are we looking for if we cannot look for that?
Where are Rawl's parents?
Rawl's parents. He kind of looks at Eliadris.
Last I knew, they were under attack.
Didn't they get murked by all?
No, we just sent them to jail.
Did they go to jail?
Yeah, but is the palace still there?
I mean, yes, kind of. You can't see it. They were turned over to the castle, yes. And then he's like, I must have misremembering. Well, I could have sworn I was there.
Stressful situations focused on something else, maybe?
Or maybe you were a different... Or maybe we worked with a different Twinkle Toes. You know how there's many Bobs? Apparently there's many of everyone.
Oh, don't tell me we're doing that bullshit, too.
I hope not.
God, fucking suck. All right. And yeah, he's probably leading you guys kind of through the shadows of the ashes of this city. I know I called this place the Impossible Dream, but this episode, the Impossible Dream, but I don't know. This place is looking a little bit
more like a nightmare.
right.
Improbable.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's not that far away. It's only a. This city is not very big across. Only about Let me just make sure that this is. Close enough. But yeah, I mean it's about half a kilometer to the place. I mean, yeah, and each step is painful looking for Twinkle Toes, but he's doing his best to keep the lead. Everybody else, he is way slow.
And Squin just follows along. Is just following along because he doesn't know this place or really the situation.
Oh,
for the most part.
the offer to ride Thorn is still there.
Yeah, he'll ride for a while at least. I mean, unless if we're moving through town and we're moving slowly anyway, probably didn't need to.
True.
But
out ahead, trying to stay hidden.
Try.
What happens every time he tries to stay hidden? He becomes a ghost.
Squin's like, oh, we're all about discretion then. God, I'm rolling shit today. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. As you guys are moving through this section of town, Eliadris, you actually let me put out a little token, guys. Well, let's throw out Eliadris's token. Not that big though.
Go Godzilla.
So you guys are you're pretty far ahead. We'll put Squin out as the other one. You're pretty far ahead. And as you get to this area, you find some interesting things here in the center of town. And by interesting, I mean, what the fuck? So, the center square is completely littered with ash. The buildings here look like they've been burnt from the inside out. And there are people milling around here. Mostly Bobs, though. So many red-bearded, ripped dwarves wandering around this courtyard. Some of them are milling. Some of them look like they've got purpose. Some are talking to one another. And the thing that dominates the center of this is the gallows.
Oh.
We're not talking like one hangman's noose. This almost feels like it almost feels industrial. I mean, these gallows are 10, 12 at a time, and there are 4 or 5 of these gallows set up.
Ah, I see they're taking the French Revolution approach to things.
Well,
I don't like you. You're dead.
Well, the gallows are not in use right now. However, there does seem to be a makeshift prison that seems to have people being brought in still. There are a couple of patrols moving in and out of this place, and yeah, they've got things. They've some of them are bringing what look like prisoners in. Most of them are dirty and disheveled. I mean, they're covered in ash. I mean, this place, you can, feel the ash falling from the sky still. And, yeah.
Here's the
your
question.
Head count,
how
your
many
initial head
bobs?
count? Go ahead.
How many bobs?
That's what I was going to say. Initial head
Yeah.
count, patrols of 5, and you've counted 4 patrols coming in, 4 patrols going out so far. So that's 40.
40 bobs.
Roaming around here in the center of town is... There seems to be a tent that's got, it's like an outdoor pavilion kind of thing. With, gosh, you're counting 2, 3 dozen. In addition to the ones that seem to be operating the prison, there's probably another 10 there. And then the people that just look like they're here, off duty right now, you're probably counting 20 or 30. There does seem to be one Bob running the whole show. He is in the pavilion. He's standing over what looks like a table. He's got a little step stool that, helps him get to that height. But he seems to be Bob Prime issuing orders to some of the others. So let's see. We said 40, 60. There's over 100 Bobs here.
We could take them.
About face.
I was gonna say, is it wrong that immediately, as soon as you pointed out that there was one Bob in charge, my immediate thought was, that's the one we need to assassinate.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
For reference, Bob has cast like 9th level spells.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is if there was like one Bob, we could maybe take him on if we surprised him. But there's 100 Bobs, and they're all like 19th level or some shit.
Quinn does not know that, and none of you have explained how much. He doesn't even know this is Bob. He just knows there's a bunch of identical dwarves. No one has explained.
Yeah, no one's explained Bob to Sarsa as well.
Yeah, no.
Someone might want to do that before Squin the Daring does something very daring and probably suicidal.
Well, Squin would have gotten the impression of it from when Kirik showed him in the past.
Okay.
Because Bob did literally disintegrate the entire party, and it was screwy, or half the party in one blow. Yeah, maybe not like he's super powerful, but this guy did disintegrate a couple people at once, so maybe not someone to mess with if there's 100 of them.
Right.
Kind of thing.
The assassin mentality was like, we need to assassinate that particular Bob. But the part of me that thinks about what Squin would do is thinking about the prisoners.
Yeah, and then
now the Bob
has
you've
not
met,
been Kirik.
I will say, just so keep your options open. The Bob you met was high level. Doesn't mean every Bob is.
Still, even if all of these Bobs were like 1st level, we'd still probably get our ass kicked just by sheer volume.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're not going to fight 100 Bobs and win between the 6 of you.
It's looking like something that's got Will really tempted, though, because he doesn't want to leave these people behind.
Oh, absolutely.
Squid didn't either.
I understand.
What we need is a good old-fashioned distraction and lightning rescue plan.
I mean, monks run fast.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Can we discuss this somewhere I can take the load off this foot? He kind of nods across the square on the side. It's this green box right here. That building right there is where we've been hiding.
Right next to the Bobs. I love it.
Right under their nose.
So, I'd like some general supplies.
I do like the idea that like they've been spotted by the Bobs already, but none of them have said shit so that they could do that later. I haven't been entirely honest with you.
Jesus.
I haven't been entirely honest with me.
God.
Bob's lying to Bob's.
So, what do we have supply-wise between us that could be used in the creating of a diversion or the lightning of a rescue? We need to assess, like, what things we have at our disposal and what our supplies are and what our skills are.
Now, I would like to point out, if you guys feel like you're woefully underprepared, you were just given a MacGuffin. I mean, a thing.
MacGuffin.
Well, I mean, you're not fighting over it, so it's not really a MacGuffin. But, you know, you guys were given the dinner plate of teleportation.
True.
Right? We can go inside the building, return back, get appropriate supplies, and then come back.
Grab
could
more
always do that.
people.
Someone
at
that can
least-
cause a distraction, like a dwarven wizard with fireball.
Oh.
I'd love to see Polvari just become the bringer of doom to all
I-
Bobs.
I am become death.
I'm become death, kicker of ass.
I suppose I can summon a huge animal at this point.
I mean, Squin's okay with being part of the distraction. Being flashy and noticed is kind of his thing, but he's going to need a good escape plan to get out of there. And things like smoke, powder, grenades, or whatnot might be useful in such a endeavor. I don't have any, though. I bought a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well,
Now
let's
I
see.
am
Things I
become
can summon
death.
as level 5 animals: ant army swarm, or army ant swarm, boarworm swarm, flea
Ooh,
swarm. Like,
hold
what the heck? Oh yeah, an ogre spider, a huge spider that can fit through medium spaces.
Ah,
You know what?
maybe a swarm would be a good idea to just fuck with the Bobs.
Nah, they just fireball it to death.
You're assuming that all of them are spellcasters.
I was going to say, you're assuming they're all spellcasters that bothered to take Fireball.
Oh no, we're all like Tiff. We fucking took Tiny Hut.
Right? A lack of Your lack of optimization is disturbing.
Hold on. I do have something I might be able to utilize. I'm just going to have to, but I got to look at it.
Guys, all we have to do is get all the Bobs clumped up, because I can hit them from 110 feet away with my bullshit 3-action key blast. That does what, 6d10 damage or 10d6 damage or some shit like that?
You guys haven't brought up Chain Lightning yet.
Well,
Yeah, but one save and it's just like, eh.
do any of us have...
You know what? I have a decanter of endless water. What if they were all standing in water and you cast that?
Ooh.
Oh, if we were gonna go for
Oh,
water,
that'd be a little shocking.
There's also that.
No.
30-foot cone, so it's not as much water, although it would disperse.
And it is 10d6 damage if I use it as a 3-action thing. And because of how fucking Monastic Archer works, I get an extra 50 feet of range on it.
I mean, and I could also, because I could either just like have it pour a stream out and just like slowly start filling the street with water, or I could use a geyser mode and blast a bunch of them with it and then have water all over the place. Throw that crashing wave in and that's an awful wet street.
Ah! I didn't think this was
And
going to
then
be the
we also-
bold wet t-shirt contest.
Then we also fry all the innocent people.
The Bob
Fair.
Wet T-shirt contest.
Jesus.
Bob 53 won last year, and I think it's bullshit.
Twinkle Toes would go, yeah, we can discuss this. Can we get somewhere where we're not out in the open, though?
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Alrighty. Guess what, guys? We get to roll more skill checks. This time, stealth. Let's roll some of those stealth rolls.
We could follow the leader. Or whatever it's called.
You could. But...
how does that work? Follow the expert.
Yep.
Such as climbing or performing a different blah blah. The ally must be at least an expert in that skill and must be willing to provide assistance. You match their tactics. You can add your level as a proficiency bonus to the associated skill check, even if you're untrained.
And I have this.
In addition, you gain a circumstance bonus to your skill check based on your ally's proficiency.
Chin, you're skilled at moving while the group. When you're avoiding notice and your allies follow the expert, and those allies can roll a single stealth check using the lowest modifier instead of rolling separately. All right, well, what's the lowest modifier? Then we'll add 12 to it.
12 plus, what is your rank in stealth?
Mine. Wait, are we using the lowest? Right, because mine is master.
It'd be the modifier. So.
Well, it's because you also get a circumstance bonus to the check.
Yeah, you still add your proficiency. It's proficiency, circumstance, and modifier, which mine is a 3.
Yeah, mine's a 5.
Right. I think Lena might be the lowest because she's like the only non-dex based class.
Yeah.
Even Thorn's better than her.
Because Will's at least trained in stealth, so he gets a plus 19 total.
Same for Squin.
Oh well, like the total amount is with my proficiency it'd be a 14, but it just says the lowest modifier. That'd be like stat modifier, I thought.
Oh, I thought it would be like total with all of that stuff added from follow the expert. But that makes sense. So yeah, it would be like a 4 plus 15 or whatever.
Okay. So, let's make that roll.
You said you had the lowest, Lena?
Oh, right. That would be me.
Do it, do it. Re-roll, re-roll, re-roll.
If you say so.
That's a 5. That's bad. Thank you.
Alrighty. You're making your way across the edge of this area, trying to stick to the burnt out rubble as much as you can. Fortunately, the ash on the ground softens the sound of your footsteps, otherwise the hard flagstones would have probably given you away. There are some bobs coming and going on this sector, and at one point, Lena, one of them next to you, stiffens and sniffs the air. Everyone pauses for a moment. You smell that? No. What is it? Smells like... Is that... wet dog?
Wet dog? Puppy right now.
What does that, man? What's that have to do with anything? I don't know, but it's not smell of barbecue, so... unusual. I think you need to go soak your head. Hey, fuck you. No, fuck you. And they start wailing on each other.
God damn it, the Bobs are a coven.
They immediately... Save my pet!
God,
no.
If only getting the Bobs to fight each other would cause Titania to just appear. And then all of a sudden, instead of 100 Bobs, it's 100 bushes.
Well, they did burn down the place you like to visit.
Yeah, there's going to be at least one Bob in this campaign that runs afoul of Titania and is turned into a Bob-sized bush.
At least one? Just one? But, yeah, so these two end up, the fight eventually gets broken up, and, yeah, insults are hurled.
No, Bob on Bob violence.
Bob on Bob violent is the worst.
Right. Bob on Bob violence, yeah, as they're being separated, it's... your mother had a better beard than you. Don't talk about my mother like that. She's dead. I didn't know, I'm sorry. It's one of those, just, what the fuck? Twinkle Toes leans over and goes, you would have no idea how bad it gets at night.
Well, do they all get drunk and start crying?
I have been listening. Horrible accordion playing the past 3 weeks.
I love the Bobs. I love
They
them.
all play accordion
Badly.
accordingly.
Badly. At least one of them. Yeah, but you guys, yeah, he makes it to the other end and ducks into an alleyway, motioning for the rest of you to come on. There is a heavy steel door on the side of this place, and he goes over, knocks on it with the same knock that Eliadris would recognize from the Run Runners, just da 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 da. And and it slowly swings open, and he goes, well, at the very least they haven't seen that. And that's when you hear it. Every other Bob hearing a shaky accordion. That's when you hear it. The first fireball. Not directed at you. It sounds like those two Bobs still can't get along. But he ushers you guys into, once upon a time, this was that general store. It had bits and pieces of everything, and almost, shelves and shelves and shelves of anything you could possibly need. Most of it is gone. Some of the food supplies are still here. It looks like some of it has been cleaned up. That was most likely Twinkle Toes is doing. But he kind of shuts the door behind and says, all right, we're here. Nobody dead?
Nobody did.
Good.
Do you think if we killed the lead Bob, all the others would just turn on each other?
Probably. Without what's her nuts here, they don't really have much direction except being a nuisance. Think she's treating this as a staging ground?
Which means there are plenty more where those 100 came from.
Probably. They always travel in groups of 5 whenever they're not here in the main camp, so ambushing them is going to be difficult at best. And now that he starts to think about it, and well, she's not so little anymore, but Val's out wandering in all of this. What could she possibly be wanting to get for her brother?
What could be worth running around with all this risk?
Hang on. Didn't the two of them get into it just before we left?
I don't know. I was in the library.
Let's see. Squin and Eliadris, I think, were there, along with Sarsa, potentially?
No, I thought they had their argument in a different room.
No, it was off to the side. It was in the kitchen. Kitchen's a big room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
I don't
like
imagine Swin was paying a lot of attention.
Oh, probably not.
it was like a family squabble that Val seemed to take a little too seriously.
It's two dwarfs arguing. Whatever.
Okay, so
Lena was
family
probably there when
squabble causes her to run away to literally hell?
Well, if for those of us that were in the kitchen, because Lena would have been in there, can we roll to see if we overheard anything?
Sure.
And what would you like us to roll for that?
They can see that, yeah, she's just
Perception?
overreacting.
Like Pat?
Yeah,
Recall
roll
knowledge
perception.
perception? Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's really nothing else would make sense, I think.
Let's see. Alrighty. Oh, 32. You didn't catch all of the story, all of what was going on, but you definitely caught one specific phrase. It doesn't matter that we're not family. Or how did Rawl put that?
Yeah, how did you?
I think he pretty much said it doesn't matter we're not like blood family. Family by blood, I think is what he said.
I think you said something like you're not my real like.
It doesn't matter that we're not real family or
real
something
family.
like that.
Yeah, that was it.
Real family. And yeah, that you heard that.
Yeah, this was like
because and you also heard that you also heard him mention, I didn't realize you weren't Landis, his brother.
Right. So be like, oh, I remember him mentioning something about her not being his brother and not real family. And she stormed off after that.
He would say something like that. He never struck me as someone to be callous.
It did not come across that way, dear. He was saying it in a calm way, as though he were trying to, well, come over something that he had said earlier, and accidentally said it in a way that was offensive.
All right. And so what makes you come this way? What could she possibly want? It's not like she can wish the brother Landis back to life.
There's like a moment where she's like, perhaps her power.
What were you saying, computer?
It's possible. I mean, she is one of those stones.
Don't tell me she's gonna try and raise the dead.
Should we perhaps go to the graveyard where he is buried? If he's buried.
Is he buried? That's a question for all.
Or a question for his parents.
Yeah, and if his parents are alive, they're probably... He kind of jerks his head out in the courtyard. The castle was stormed like everything else.
Oh dear.
Of course, the chances that they've already been hung are equally likely. Bobs aren't discriminating.
At least they're equal opportunity monsters.
Unless they are perhaps we're able to convince the Bobs that they would work with them? Oh, I don't know all this strange stuff.
Who knows? What I do know is, and there's a knock on the door. 3 times. Heavy. And I think we're going to end it there for today.
God, it is 3:30. Wow.
So, let's start with some sign-offs. Let's start with... let's just go left to right. James.
Hi ho, friendolas. My name is James, otherwise known as Night Harry. You caught me here today playing a whole bunch of different characters. Some of whom were delving into their dreams. Some of whom were delving into pretty much a living nightmare. A city of Bobs. Violent Bobs. You can also find me here on Thursdays. This Thursday, it'll be in Project Severovo, where I play Ian West, who doesn't Ian know what's going on, as we're trying to help this fucking computer realize that it's achieved sentience, but it's also all of its memories are made from memories of people, and it can't really come to terms with that. And other sorts of really weird philosophical things to consider. And on the other Thursday, something far less philosophical in New Amsterdam, where we're doing some cyberpunk red stuff, and I play a solo named Dove who just wants to protect all the working girls because it's not like the cops are going to do that. And on Fridays, I run Yakshas, where holy shit, it was a tense session last time. Whole lot of drama, whole lot of sad, whole lot of everybody kind of being bitches to each other, and whole lot of, hey, we like you. No. But we like you. No. But then they got into combat. And we've been doing the initiative rules a little wonky. We might change that, but it's been pretty fun so far. So come on by for some mech-tastic combat. And I think that's it for me.
Alrighty, next one over, Brian.
Yes, I'm Brian. I played Sarsa today. Sorry, I broke someone's ankle. Well, dislocated it, but not my fault. I tried. But yeah, she wants to go fight all the Bobs, but then, you know, 1-on-100, it probably just isn't going to work. So we'll see what happens next week. Monday, you'll find me playing Ryan O'Dragon, the human mechanic that's now one of the mechanics on the actual Fire Strike. Doesn't particularly like his current boss, but there might be plans in the future for that. And on Tuesdays, you'll find me running The Beyond, a set in the Numenera system where it's Earth in 1 billion years from now. And yes, they've gone through 9 different apocalypses. And it is interesting to see what they'll find once they start venturing beyond their little village they're in. And every other Thursday, I'd be playing in New Amsterdam Cyberpunk and Cyberpunk Red. Astra is the character's name and is a netrunner. And eventually we will see what she can do. Plus, she also has this one bank account she wants to break into because it's probably worth millions. And it's like, yeah, nothing like having money and all the tech you can have. And that brings us back to Sunday. So that's it.
Alrighty, next is next. Go ahead, Daniel.
What up? Sassy McNasty 69. Yeah, what's happening? Yukami has a myriad of characters here in the Silver Spire, within, outside, and all around, and run-down places full of bobs. Bobbing for apples. Catch me tomorrow in the Fire Strike as Oliver Byrne. The bear who's just a bear. Although, what is the plan tomorrow, Jess? So what are we doing a recap? Oh, I guess I'll let Jess in. Okay. You can also catch me here on Tuesday in the Beyond as pretty sure it's Jace. God, I can't remember. I'm bad at that. The Inquisitive Seeker who doors just closed on his own, who exists in 2 places at once. And, oh my god, the system is really cool, and then Foundry is pretty badass, y'all. I'm just gonna say you can draw a cone attack and it'll actually highlight every single square it affects. Sexy. Beyond that, you can catch me on Wednesdays as Shadowhound, the assassin for hire with superpowers, who's, you know, doing a terrible job because he got his ass kicked multiple times and might have let loose the most villainous villain of all time. It's great. He's gonna kill all non-powered people. And on every other Thursday, you can catch me in New Amsterdam. Yes, New Amsterdam has seen the Nomad who's just driving these people around, and well, we're trying to solve a mystery. It's great. Missing peoples and all that. On Fridays, you can catch me in Yakshas in the Lancer system as Hunter, aka Sin, the guy who pilots a mech who falls apart on the battlefield and then flies all over and controls it. And every other Saturday in the Bitter Ends is Eot the Wild Child,
and pity the brainer, who one of them has been eaten and the other one just showed up and is a little bit of a creep, but that's okay. And wraps around to Sundays. That's me.
Alrighty. Moving right along. Computer.
I'm the Computer King, the supervillain of streaming, and I was playing Stranger and Eliadris, and I wasn't playing Corin. I hope we get our people in next time so we can actually see what's going on in big blue, deep blue, blue as the blue sky. I don't know, because that's going to be interesting. Not that this wasn't interesting. It's just very, very dangerous with lots of bobs. Bobs is not a euphemism, ladies. On Tuesdays, on Tuesdays, I'm in the Numenera game The Beyond as Torlock, the impulsive glaive who rides the lightning, which I like to say like that because it sounds epic. On Wednesdays, I run from hench to mensch, where my group of supervillain wannabes, I call them ex-henchmen because they're moving their way up. Well, they were about to face off with someone, and it turns out someone else called the cops. So we'll see who wants to fight who. And on Thursdays, yes, Thursday, I'm in New Amsterdam every other Thursday. I'm not in the other game because I can't do this all the time. Lots of role play means lots of sleep needed. Uh, in New Amsterdam, I'm Devlin, who he's a corp. He's pretty smart. He looks like Forrest Whitaker. Well, young Forrest Whitaker. You know, Ghost Dog days when he was cool and used a sniper rifle and a sword.
Forrest Whitaker's still cool.
Oh my god. Yeah, he was cooler then though.
He's old now. He's not cool anymore.
And on Fridays, I'm in Yakshas playing John Howler Zulu, the pilot of a mech that looks like a giant monkey and blows things up like, well, Donkey Kong when he throws flaming barrels. And that's gonna be it for me.
Sorry about that. Moving along steadily. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay, I'm Scott. I was the only person I played today was Anduin, and he just kind of observed in a dream world. Yay! Okay, tomorrow I'd be playing Xander normally on Firespark on Monday, but it's the whole reflective end of season thingy, so that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And then Tuesday we got the Beyond, where I play No Name. Yes, that is the name of the character. His name is No Name. His punch twice. Wednesday I'm playing Night and Hinch to Mitch. And yes, he got snake that's all. Somebody tried to break his hand, I think. Oh well. Thursday, I played a dude named Spate, Pat, Spate. I don't even know how to say my own name. It's my own character's name. In that whole Numenera thing, New Amsterdam thing. I don't know what I'm saying. Too many words in my head. I'm playing in the cyberpunk thingy. Whatever that is. Okay, and then Friday, late Friday, we got the Battle of the Menagerie, where I play Captain Chess to the Starfinder thingy. Yeah, that was kind of fun. Just negotiating things. And every other Saturday, I play Castiel in the Bitter Ends in the Apocalypse Water World. And we're in an underground thingy. I don't know what's going on. And that's everything. Yeah, that's everything.
And last, but certainly not least. Just
check your chart.
Or maybe check your chart. Yeah.
Yep. Damn it.
There you go.
That was off and running too. I am the Just the King Zerat. You can catch me here on Mondays for Firestrike, my favorite group of space terrorists, space pirates, and never-do-wells. You can also catch me here on Fridays. Hopefully, we're trying to get it back on track for the Ballad of the Menagerie. Because, when all of the bigger names are off out running around gallivanting, saving the universe, and you can't afford them anyway, well, the Menagerie's there, and, they'll take on jobs and do things and meet with a modicum of success, so reliable. And you can catch me here every other Saturday night for the Bitter Ends, our Wave World sessions. It's a little like Wave World with a significantly less misogyny, and significantly weirder, and it just gets weirder every time. If you ever want to see me completely fucking improvise every goddamn thing off the spot, that's the game to watch, because I sit down with no fucking clue what they're doing and just make it up as I go. And you can also catch me, much like you did today, on Sundays, playing Squin, the daring doer, who does the daring and, dares the doing. And he's now finally starting to kind of get a grasp on at least some of what's going on. Hopefully I'll be able to roll above a 10 next week. But big things. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing our season retrospective for the Firestrike for season 4. Was it 4, right? I think it's 4. And we'll be talking about our favorite moments from the season, recapping the history of the Firestrike, talking about all of the important relationships between the characters and their NPCs. Sorry, allergies. My throats are a little raw here. Talking about if the player characters had theme songs, what would they be? And kind of getting a roadmap of what everybody's looking to do in the next season, with their characters, what kinds of relationships will become more important to them, what kinds of what kinds of development they might be looking at, and what have you. So, come stick around, come join us, relive the history of the Firestrike, relive it, look back on the last season with us, and look forward to the next season. And I'll have some announcements ready for tomorrow night as well. So, believe that's it for me, and I'll kick this one back to our GM.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith, and I could bore you with all the details of where I'm going to be this coming week, but it's the same week. I'm in the same places every week as I've been the last 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a billion years. It doesn't matter. Well, let's go ahead and, what should we get out of here on, guys? R.I.P.
Bastion.
Bobs.
Yeah, sorry, guess.
Let's do R.I.P. Let's do R.I.P. Bastion. All right.
R.I.P. Bastion.